Welcome to Off Da Binge, your ultimate seasonal anime podcast. Each week, we deliver top recommendations, controversial hot takes, and in-depth reviews of the latest episodes from this season's lineup. Join us as we give you your weekly dose of anime coverage.
As you heard from the legendary Hispanic assassin, this is Off the Bench, and I'm your host, and I'm here with three lovely other co-hosts and our new co-host, and our special guest has returned for another episode. It seems like he likes us enough to continue on with us. But
Just
as you guys already know, Legend D Vash, the humanoid typhoon, but you can also call me Vash on the show. And if you didn't know, I rise for the new week, review, and get the smoke for next week, because episode 17 of Solo Leveling is gonna be heat, because we're gonna see Tusk. Who is that? You get to find out. But Crash, go and introduce yourself and the rest of the hosts.
What up? Whatever time it is, evening, night, afternoon, it's your boy Crash, aka the Hispanic Assassin, your veteran anime recommender, calling myself John Cena in this bitch because all I have been doing all this week is binge chilling. Had a whole other intro lined up, but that's another story for another day because your boy sucks at chess. Me and Vash has this little thing going on, so if you know, you know, but otherwise, you know, what's going on, y'all?
And Neko-chan, our newest co-host, how you doing today?
Hey, just came back from a convention today, so that was fun. And I watched some good anime today, so that was awesome.
And our special guest has returned once more.
Yeah, I'm back again. Thank you guys for having me. You know, like Vash said, I like you guys enough, so here we are. No, but the previous week was a lot of fun, so I'm glad to be back here talking about some greatness. You know,
One more game.
Oh my god, it should remind me of that. It's about the Kungis. When I saw that, I felt like my childhood from being here in New York. I was like, oh my god, seeing those Kungis in Squid Game, it was truly a treat. But not to get too much off track. For those that don't know, we're at Off the Bench. We talk about our seasonal anime and we review them, we discuss them, and without further ado, we also talk about what have we been binging lately. So this is a discussion to talk about what have we been watching lately that's off anime, the weekly season of what we watch and review. So I'm gonna go first and what we've been watching, because myself, I am getting back into One Piece. Something happened in the manga recently all over my fucking damn timeline, and I told myself I need to check this out. I'm too behind, and I'm not about this shit, because timelines, content creators, your friends, and group chats don't give a fuck even if you're still involved and they still want to talk about it. Totally understandable. And my IG does listen to what I'm watching or reading, because it keeps showing me of the latest chapter in the theories, and I'm like, go fuck yourself. So it's time to get back on the grind. And me and wifey already are on another anime called My Dress Up Darling. A big shout out to Neko-chan
Yes, sir.
and Mangard Graham. We started watching it by their recommendation. We're already on episode 5, even though I feel like I need to rewatch episode 4 and 5 because I fell asleep, I believe. But crazy how etchy it is and comfortable my wife is okay with watching it. I'm like, hey, if she's good, I'm good. It's a blast. So it's kind of entertaining reality for that little shock to your system. And the other one that I am rewatching for the first season is me and Neko started The Daily Life of the Immortal King season 1, and it's been a blast rewatching it because I paused in season 2 and Neko-chan wants to watch the series, so I'm like, perfect. I haven't watched a lot of Chinese anime, and I was hanging out with Nate and Neko, and we're talking about all these type of Chinese anime, and it sees how much I have not watched. I've only seen 2 or 3, and then I see Nate and Neko, their list, they're like 10 or something, or 12 or 15. I'm like, fuck, I'm really behind. I need to get back on the grind for exploring, so that's fun. So the Daily Life of the Mortal King is a fun one. Just seeing OP characters be OP, and be fucking overpowered, exactly as it means. But I'm gonna pass it to you, Neko, because I know you and me started this. Oh, before I say one thing, Ascendance of a Bookworm season 3 done. We finished. Me and Neko
We did
finally
it.
finished that. We did it. Within 1 month, exactly from January 1st to January 31st, we finished 3 seasons, 36 episodes of Ascendance of Bookworm, and it was a fucking
That's
blast.
impressive.
I'm happy. I know Man God is happy because he felt like it's been 2-3 months when it's been only exactly 31 days. So it was like, we did it.
Exactly.
Now we're waiting. We're waiting on season 4 or part 4 or part 3, whatever. It gets confusing at this point. And just wait until the next 6 seasons or 8 seasons by 2035. You know, light novels adaptations. Those are fun. But now I'm done. So next I'm gonna pass it to you because I know we watched 2 of those animes together. So quick thoughts or anything you want to recommend as well?
Nah, yeah. The Daily Life of the Immortal King. We've been watching that. That's been really fun. I watched season 1. I'm still on season 2 too, so that was perfect. So we were just rewatching it, and like so far, I forgot how meta it was. I forgot like how actually really
They're so on the
fourth,
nose.
like they're so on the nose, and they break like fourth break all the time, and it's really fun. And yeah, that's gonna be a fun binge me and Vash are doing. And then of course we finished Bookworm. Exciting. I'm very excited for season 4 with Wit Studio animating it, which is
Yeah.
insane. So that's gonna be awesome. And yeah, I'm another thing, like 2 things I'm binging, of course, is still Dragon Ball. And I started Ted Lasso, which I Vash loves. So I always heard good things about it, and I fell in love with it the first 4 episodes I watched with you two, with Man God and Vash. So that was I love Ted. Ted is my boy. He is so positive. Like just a positive coach and actually try to teach these guys like how to like be like better themselves, and just a lot of things in the show that are really hit home, and just in general it's just a good time. So I'm excited to see more of it. And Severance, of course, I'm watching season 2 of that. That's a weekly thing and a good like time I'm having. So awesome time. And yeah, so far that's all really. That's all the updates I have for what I'm binging.
How about you, Crush? What have you been binging since I know that we have like 20 animes that we're already doing weekly, a few in compare, but are you back to Ranking the Kings or what else have you been binging anime related?
Vash, I'm gonna try to make this very quick because I have a lot to speak about with these animes right now. So first things first, I've been on my manga grind set lately. So happy I was able to catch up on almost all my manga minus Rent a Girlfriend. I'm like 25 chapters behind, but for the most part, if I'm able to recommend a manga to anybody this specific month, because you know it's Valentine's Day, ladies and gentlemen, an introvert's hookup hiccups. This guy was head over heels for me. Definitely check it out. It's really nice. Has a good couple of chapters so far. The artwork is nice. A lot of people like the both manga and the light novel artwork. So definitely take a look at it if you're very interested in wholesome romance with a bit of etchiness. Besides that, I've been watching What If season 3 on Disney Plus. Mid as fuck, but that's for another time. That's for another story. I did watch a movie with the missus, Elemental. I don't know why a lot of people were talking shit about that movie. I heard it was mid, which is why I didn't watch it. Then I watched it, the other day with her. It was good. I actually genuinely liked it a lot. I don't know why people were talking shit about it. Other than that, I started a new game on my PS5, Watch Dogs Legion. I've been dying to play that for the longest, and I've been bored of playing the other games I've been playing, Apex. So I'm looking for something a little more interesting to start up. And the usual gotcha, Apocalypse be eating my wallet, spending a lot of money what I don't have. So, but I've been getting a lot of the ultra rares. So, my luck is good, but my wallet's not, I've been, I'm a little bit dabbling here and there, you know how it goes. But Wrecking the Kings, I'm going to have to put on pause again. You know how it go.
I say that's not bad.
Oh, I heard that, Neko. I heard that.
That's not bad of a homework that you've been doing yourself. Good to catch up on manga. I should too as well. I've been slacking on it. So there's nothing to it. But our special guest, again, Nate, is there any things that you're watching out of the 40 animes that you are currently watching weekly? Is there anything that you've been choosing to binge? Have you gone to space with your brothers?
We have. Yeah, we have. So Gremlin and Maruzu, shout out Maruzu, got them on the Space Brothers greatness. I think Neko was there for some of the episodes too we've been watching, but we're on episode 9 or 10 now.
Nice.
One of my favorite series ever. Probably my favorite anime I've watched, but like the manga, it's kind of like up there with like Berserk, but still I highly regarded series, and it's just really fun, really rewatching the series because it's been a bit since I rewatched it. So seeing like their reactions and some of their thoughts for the first time, I love to see it, love to hear it, and it's been a good time for Space Brothers. But besides that, I've still been watching. I think I mentioned it last time. I'm still watching Ori Emo. I'm almost done with season 1, so there's that as well. I haven't watched more Dandadan yet because I think I said also last week that I got to the episode with the mother, with the dancing and all that. Yeah, I still haven't watched more. I'm gonna try and finish that this week or this upcoming week.
So no next stream was planned.
That's the goal. That's that was the goal, but we set new goals, right? Hopefully I can finish it this upcoming week.
Understood. Life happens.
Done.
Is there one that you have planned next?
To watch next, I'm probably just continuing on the seasonal anime grind right now.
All right.
Yeah, because Ori Emo has like 2 seasons, so once I finish season 1 of that, I'll probably go on to season 2. Space Brothers is gonna be a bit because it's like almost 100 episodes.
Oh wow.
So
yeah. So that's probably until like March or April, most likely type of thing.
Yeah, if we can round these guys up every time to watch it, that's a task in itself. Yeah. I know Man God's usually down, but someone else, it's not as easy.
Sometimes scheduling when it comes from 2 people to them 4 or 5, scheduling gets tougher, week to week. So I get it. It's tough out there.
But that's about it for right now.
Hey, I say that's a good binging you're doing. Man, God, Graham, is there anything that you're watching that is, binge related? I know he said that you're watching Space Brothers. Anything you want to comment on about that?
Oh, I watched 9 episodes of Space Brothers, and I'm already mad that our boy, the Weeb and Dweeb, shout out, isn't around ever. Because I want to keep watching, but I've been told, I have to wait for Miles. Okay.
Oh, we might have someone else coming in too for the watch.
Oh yeah, we might have another
Son.
person.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out Sun Woo. Shout out Sun Woo.
Yeah,
And plus,
that's gonna make it even more difficult.
I also got him on Ted Lasso as well with Neko and Man God Graham. But he did something very mean. Man God Graham.
So our host here, Vash, he showed me the first couple episodes of Ted Lasso.
I think 4 we saw. And 4?
Yeah, we saw 3 episodes. We saw the first 3 episodes. Anyway, so I woke up I was going to bed, and then I was like, you know what? I don't want to go to bed. I can't watch Space Brothers. You know what I can do? So anyway, I finished season 1 of Ted Lasso.
So I told him he can't continue because I haven't seen season 2. So now you're stuck watching it with me now. I made you start this. You can't leave without me.
See, now I really do feel like the Man God. Like I'm chained in this white void waiting for these people to come visit me so I can watch my shows. But no, other than that, I read a lot of...
Why is it not the black void, though? Why had to be white? That's what I'm saying.
Why does it have to be the white void?
Black History
Have you seen Mushoku Tensei, brother?
No, but
it's Man God. It's got me there. The Man God.
Yeah,
it's exclusive to Man God.
Yeah, he has a white void. He literally is white void.
It's like the dimensions between dimension.
Yeah.
Only he would know, I guess, about the colors. I couldn't comprehend because I'm not Man God. You're right.
Exactly. It's pure whiteness. It's really kind of horrible. But no, yeah, I've been we finished Bookworm, which was fun. I got to see Vash and Neko cry. It was great.
A teardrop. I didn't get too emotional. A teardrop and the sadness. I felt the emotion. Rest in peace to our girl.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Spoilers?
No,
like,
I just said rest in peace to our girl. It could be any girl.
But still, spoilers. Somebody died. I don't want to know about that. Damn, but okay.
Space Brothers was great. Ted Lasso is really a trip. It's basically anime in real life.
Right. It's so fun.
It's better than Blue Lock. That's what I'm gonna say.
It's better than some of the anime airing this season. So I'm gonna say.
That's a hot take.
That's a hot take. Anyway, got any last comments about what you're binging?
I will say my episode of the week is Crush at Work. Go.
That is a beautiful transition, sir. That it is we crush at work because that's pretty fascinating. That be advised, audience and listeners, we review seasonal anime coverage from Saturday prior to this. Sunday to the Saturday. So we review from January 26th to February 1st. So anything that have come out from that week, we are here for that discussion. So if you are a bit behind, there's time codes in the bottom of the description as always that you could jump into the conversation or any anime you miss. And also, as always, let us know down in the comment section of what is your favorite anime as well, and tell us your opinion about any of the rankings that we gave out to the audience to you. If you agree or disagree with that, tell us your list, and we will tell you why we disagree as well. Simple.
Facts.
But
Facts.
this is the segment for episode of the week, also known as what is the season of anime that surprised us the most? What's the one that hooked us in? But I'm going to go first with our special guest, Nate. Memory NK, what is your episode of the week? What's the one that got you the most emotional? Is it because of animation, the story, or is it just because it got you because they kissed?
Okay, for me, I was deciding between Orb and Medalist, but I feel like I want to give Medalist some shine here because I was actually really impressed with the animation in episode 5. And you know the whole thing, like, oh, I wasn't familiar with your game. I would say that with Studio Engi that works on Medalist, but we are familiar with their game. They put out a lot of dog shit. Excuse my language, but this episode was an exception to that because, well, actually, this whole series so far really has been an exception to that, which is just kind of weird to watch an anime by Studio Engi that is actually like really good. But they actually had 2 performances in episode 5 where they're like ice skating and stuff like that, and it looked so good. So I have to give them their props on that. That was the episode that really surprised me and that I really liked this week. Even outside of that, though, there were some nice character moments and introductions to characters that is going to make things really interesting in the future. So Medalist so far, not even this episode, although I am giving the highlight to this episode. The series has been really good so far. So if you guys have not checked it out yet, I highly recommend it. So yeah, Medalist is my episode of the week.
I got pretty interesting from once you spoke about the studio. I don't remember Studio Engi, so I had to go through Angus and see what they had. And so far, not much from the I'm aware of because they have a series that Crash always shits on every single week. Unnamed Memory, Unnamed
Memory.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
That's what they
heard-
work on. Yeah.
I heard that one's not good. The other one I am aware of and I've seen it is In Another World with my smartphone. I did enjoy that one, but it's very basic. You know, it's like a solid 7 series, very basic. And I saw the other one.
They did do The Detective Is Already Dead, which is like a light novel that a lot of people really like.
yes.
The first episode of that was a banger, and then the series went
fell off?
downhill.
Wow, it did.
I would speak on that. I would only say season 2 is coming out. I don't know if it's going to come out this year. I hope it does do a 180 because I really, really did like the beginning of it. I will say I did like it a lot. I was generous and give it an 8 out of 10. It deserves 7. I would even go as far to say 6, only because the first episode did not carry its weight for the rest of the show overall.
Yeah. The first episode was like totally different. It
Fucking
felt
amazing.
yeah.
90 minutes too, if I'm not mistaken. And now it's 2 and 1 or something like that.
Yeah, it was like something like that. Yeah.
But
And plus-
I hope it gets better.
I was gonna say there was a 2 series I did like from them that was made is the Full Dive, the Ultimate Next Full Dive RPG. Fucking the title gets longer. The RPG is even shittier than real life, and the other one was Trapped in a Dating Sim in another Otahime game is Tough for Moves or Mobs. Those 2 were enjoyable, but again, these are very generic type of fantasy shows, so it seems like that's their genre. But I'm glad they did a sports one, and you know it's ice skating. All right, it's sorry, not ice skating. It's called figure skating, right?
It's like competitive like figure skating. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that is a good show that I still need to check out. I just not that I got the VPN to go on the high season in a different country. I could check out, on Disney Plus and see how.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely check it out sometime this week whenever I get, because I'm gonna definitely put in some time for this week since I know next week we're doing the high and flop on episode.
Next 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
On episode 17, so I know that'll be pretty exciting to do it. So I'll make time for that.
Stay tuned for that. You want to hear my hot takes about what I think is the most trash? Let me know in the comments what I think Trash Push trash. Let me know, guys.
But that's a great episode of the week. memory, okay? Medalist. Now I'm gonna pass it to Neko-chan. What is your episode of the week? Because I see it's a good one. Explain it to us.
Look, Zenshu just keeps every week back to back greatness. In this episode, with just finding out, like, of course, Elf Girl was the traitor. She was trying to bring up the void that is trying to destroy the what's it called? Dang it, the I forgot the name of the town. The Lost Man, the One Land Man. I forget. But yeah, she's trying to summon the void, and the whole story about that was just her explaining her explanation of how she's tired of like seeing her friends die because she's an elf, right? And like a one man's land, that's what it's called. I just remembered. And that kind of hit because we've seen so many elf series about like living like their mortality and like them experiencing so many people dying, and she was sick of it. She was sick. She's tired of it now. She wants everyone to like kind of like die peacefully together and like not to worry about anything. But it's like that was a very selfish, kind of like thought to even have, because it's like, I mean, look, you live forever, then that is kind of sad that you do have to experience all this, but we want to live like that's kind of crazy. So what Natsuko did to kind of help her want to be alive, bringing back like the exister with the idol guy, that was hilarious to me. I was just like, is that Mamoru Miyano?
Mamoru Miyano.
I'm like, okay, you know what? Honestly, if he showed up in front of me, I would honestly want to live forever too. So honestly, that was such a good like way to bring her, because she loves music too. So I'm guessing that was another way to like for her to sing "I Love Today" rather than saying like "I don't want to be here tomorrow." So that was cool connection there, and her having like giving her hope for the future. Basically, even with something dying or like your friends leaving, you still have hope for to like tomorrow. So that was a really cool message they did with another elf character that we got like Freeren over here showing us that through like adventuring and journeys, and this one was just showing us with just wanting to live another day and not feeling like weighed down by the future. And that was cool. That was really cool. I'm loving Zenshu a lot.
I would agree with that. Zenshu, like, I would read off my notes. I literally wrote the first two words. I wrote "Idol Boys." Like, literally, was a song. It was beautiful animation of the scene of the K-pop artists. Everything is changing from the movie already, or results are happening sooner than planned. Because when in the beginning of the episode we heard of what was supposed to happen, but then it happened earlier, and the results didn't occur because of Luke. I would say his hopefulness or his hero-ness, trying to change things and help the elf, believe. And then we got the idol boys, and that was amazing. But the one thing I will say that was craziest, it was the fucking cult. The cult was wow. That's crazy. I hate tomorrow. I hate tomorrow. I hate tomorrow. I want nothingness. I'm like, yo, watching that with Yai, I literally wrote, this was fucking wild. I was just thrown off because the way I fucking like one soldier was just going so hard. I felt like I was watching some type of like heavy metal, and I just felt like, I don't want nothingness. I'm like, I'm
like, being around that, you would feel like you don't want to live tomorrow. Like,
right?
Like,
that energy is just
that energy is toxic. I felt like this is too much for me. Like, this is a cold. I'm like, like they're even wearing the robes and everything. I'm like, nah. But does anybody have any other thoughts that watch it? Because I know it was Nate. You also watch it. Any thoughts on Zenshu?
Yeah. No, I agree with what Neko said and what you said, Vash. My thing with because we did mention like the changing of certain events and whatnot, like because so far it feels like, I mean, the series has still kind of been following this episodic sort of format, and I'm wondering if there's going to be like kind of like a turning point where it maybe goes away from that, or is it going to kind of just stick to this episodic sort of format? That's kind of what I'm wondering. So like, I'm curious about with Zenshu.
What is the end game, since like this is only like a 12 episode show?
Yeah, one core, I believe.
And this is not even adapted from a manga line novel. Like, this is just animation, original. So you do bring a good point. Like, what's the end game? Like, are we gonna enter the series? Like, since our girl Natsuko, like she knows what is gonna be the end results because she's in the movie so many times as
Right.
a kid. So like, and she also said that some of the side characters they never flesh out their story, so she doesn't know the
Yeah.
full details either. So like, there is some loopholes for them to fill in, but how
Yeah.
much can you actually do? Because by the time she's done with the movie ending, where does it go from there?
I feel like it might do a thing where there's like some kind of a turning point, and then like the last couple episodes is kind of like an arc, essentially, where they leave it off or something. Because I mean, I could see them still following the episodic route for the whole series, like the rest of the series. But me personally, at least what I would like to see, I'd like to see some kind of like a turning point, and
Mm.
then maybe there's like a 2-3 episode stretch that they leave the series off with. That's kind of like an arc in a way.
We
But
did
I mean,
see
some
a
of my favorites,
bird.
some of my favorites are like episodic in nature, so I wouldn't even really have a problem with it if it did
Mhm.
stay with like Cowboy Bebop episodic, Samurai Champloo even is episodic,
Ah,
like,
dude.
you know,
Yeah.
series like that, like I tend to really like, so I still probably wouldn't have a problem with it. I'm just kind of curious if they're gonna go that route,
Yeah.
I guess.
I think the turning point is very soon because we saw that bird at the end watching. So there's someone watching her
Yeah.
doing these changes. So I'm
Mhm.
very interested if next episode it'll hint into that because someone's watching, right? And even in the
Yeah.
opening, that bird's there recording everything that's happening, and she's like looking at it like from a theater. So I don't know, a lot of cool things that could happen that Mappa could like bring out. But because this is an anime original, a lot of anime originals these past few years have been great. So I'm really excited where it's gonna go. And I
Yeah,
love
that's one of the
Lucy
cool
Natsuko.
things.
They're so cute.
That's one of the cool things with anime originals is that you don't know what the hell to expect. Like that could be for good or for bad, but like you don't know what's gonna happen. So
Mm.
that's something you're always kind of on your toes, I guess.
It's a good
when it comes
gamble,
to
you know?
TV series. Yeah.
And what's great is that the original plan, the person that has been behind the work of Zenshu, they have a good history. They're behind Ranma, Attack on Titan, Sing Yesterday for Me. They have the other parts of Attack on Titan, you know, Finals Part 1, Part 2. So they have a bit of history of their skill set. So it seems like they know what they're doing. So let's see how good they do the execution.
Excited. I'm excited. I'm excited.
So the reason I save myself, Crash, and we're gonna dive into this because there's gonna be a review since I'm not the only one. Crash is not the only one, and Man God Graham is not the only one. And we also have this as one of our favorite episodes, or maybe top. And it is a Half a Crush at Work episode 4.
Woo!
That is our episode of the week for myself, Crash, and Man God Graham. And I'm gonna pass it first to Crash. What was so hype about this episode, Crash? What was it that made it the sauce for you to be the top one?
So I had three things. The second thing, excuse me, I want to bring up real quick. Gremlin, I will ask you real quick. I was gonna bring up Keisuke and Shinuso because I know you like, you know, their relationship. Do you mind talking about them with your thing, or do you have something extra? Do you don't mind if I speak about it with my three things?
No, they're great. You got the boss of a different department and just a new guy from a different department that just casually meet each other at a cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both, you know, maybe a little bit just trying to be a little shy and, you know, at this cafe and like take a load off and be alone and build up to the day so they can start doing their work. And you got our boy just sitting there drinking tea, just chilling. And then, hey, hi, boss lady from a different department. Hello, hi, what do you want? You're gonna sit? Okay, sit there. I don't care. It was really cute. It was really cute, and I love those two. And maybe there'll be more. Who knows? Maybe they'll meet up every day. Maybe it'll get lonely if they don't meet up there every day. Who knows? That's what I'm saying.
I like the answer to that question, Vanguard. The reason why I brought that up too, because I was going to speak on that, but I'm glad you said it perfectly. My crush at work was something I was gonna watch way later on, for private reasons. But I'm glad that I got on the grind now when it was getting very interesting and very spicy. Because, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people may or may not know, I'm a romance fanatic when it comes to anime. It's one of my top genres of all time. You know, I like relatability, I like a good story, and I like animation. So when you tell me that this adult woman likes this guy and has the courage to, go up to his crib and dress up for him and potentially suck him off on the exact same episode, damn well I'm giving that shit a 10 out of 10. I don't give a fuck if Blue Box was even remotely close to that shit. I don't give a fuck if Red's girlfriend was even remotely close to that shit. I swear to God, the moment her head went down and she was like, I can give you that top outright on a Crunchyroll thing, oh, it's over. Oh, it's straight over. Like, that's it.
I will say this. I have a crush at work. We were watching it after the episode of air, and it was a pure enjoyment of watching it with 4 or 5 people on the Discord, and just seeing everything occur in that episode. And it was purely comedy in the most wholesome way, because this anime is adults, dating. We're all adults here that are watching the series, and everyone become adults eventually, and have dates, go to couples, people break up, and everything. And for me, it's relatable because I had spouses and partners, and seeing that they have lingerie and they're trying in that effort when they're trying to go around the bush or trying to break out of their shell and try something new to spice relationship. That was purely comedy but wholesome in the most beautiful way, because that is dating. That's part of dating, because sometimes there is no guidebook of how to date. You try to figure that shit out, you fuck up, and then you try it again, then you fuck up, then you continue try. And that's the fun part of it. And I have a crush at work is so relatable in that aspect. Like, even about Man Got Grant, when he said that a coincidence that your coworker slash manager show up at a cafe, and then you just try to be normal, but then you don't know how you trying to make the other person feel comfortable. It's like a weird balance, and the other person tells you like, hey, just be yourself, I'm trying here to do my shit too. And it just feels so genuine. And that has happened in anybody occasion, yourself, or somebody, or you have seen in other media. And that's what feels so wholesome about this anime. Like, I could already watch a good 24 or like 100 type of episodes of these, because it feels so relatable when it comes to real life. Like, if it dips like a One Piece type of shit, I would. Not saying 800 or 1,000, but a good 100 or so. I don't mind it. I watch more of this than the Rented Girlfriend having 9 seasons. I said it. Let's go. Nate, anything you would have had about Crush at Work? My fault about that transition. I just went whoo with the jab.
I knew you would say that.
It was great. It's rightfully. I mean, I feel like if y'all didn't have it, I would have, if y'all didn't have it as your episode of the week, I would have thought something was wrong, because like I saw everybody have it. I'm just like, I got to choose something else, because it was a candidate for episode of the week for sure.
Oh, hell yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And this is just like, this is why I've always said, it's just like, I want, or need, I guess, more series like this, because you just kind of, which I understand why, but we're just swarmed. But the high school rom-coms, they beat around the bush for a whole season. You're lucky if they even kiss or hug. You'll beat around the bush forever. There's a drama that's just forced. Like, there's nothing wrong with drama, but I feel like once you like stretch it out to a certain point, it's kind of like, which we see in a lot of series. So to have something like this is refreshing, because I feel like we don't get them too often. So like when we get ones like this, and then even like Wotakoi, I know people brought up like stuff like that. Stuff like this is just, I really like it. So yeah, this episode was really good. So yeah, rightfully so. Episode of the week for 3 people here.
And how about you, Neko? Any thoughts about I Have a Crush at Work? Have you also loved the lingerie?
I loved it. She was like just showing him a good time after consoling her and like helping her out with her problems, and just she felt kind of insecure, right? Just hearing other ladies talk about him, kind of see his good sides, and she got a little jelly. She wanted to step up as the girlfriend, right? And that lingerie and that kind of dominance was what he needed, and she needed, of course, because she was like, don't underestimate me, and he didn't. So now that was cute, very cute. We love to see it, like you all explained. We just been craving more of that, right? Some more forwardness, no like hesitation. Let's just get down to business, all right? Y'all know what we're here for.
Use your
That's
words.
what we need. Use your words or other things.
Communicate or other things. Exactly.
Yes.
I love I love what you said, Neko, because I've been in a position where a lot of people speak about me at work about,
Mhm.
high praise and everything. And even my wife has like, oh, wow. Like, not jealous, but impressed. Like, speaking of high value. So
Yeah.
for her, being in the workspace, but people not knowing that he's taken. So them even talking about like, oh, is he single? And like, the girls. But his response in their crib was the best response as a boyfriend, saying,
Yeah.
how they see me don't matter. It's how you see me, because you only see all the other side of me. They see a portion,
Mhm.
they see a version of me at work, but they don't see the complete 180, the complete 100% that you see. You see the naked, the embarrassing, the craziness, the freakiness, all the sides. So the way he said it, it was very beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah. She should have kept that hair tied up, though. I will say that.
Agreed.
Because that didn't make much sense to me, but whatever. She there. This is probably
Hey, girl
unmarked
probably likes it
territory
loose.
for-
Girl probably likes it loose. Hair everywhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will just say just real quick. I will admit here, outright, very interesting choice of lingerie. Not a lot of people actually bring up the animation aspect of that stuff. I'm actually very cool with that. Like, it was kind of like, where do you go with that kind of design? So that was kind of cool. And what you brought about Neko real quick, the jealous part at the very end, we had talked about it on our Discord server. Matsuru, just the way he looked at her at the very end of the elevator,
Ooh.
that was such a Riz thing to do. Like, I know, like, us guys, sometimes we are on our high horse and just looking at a girl like, yeah, that's right, I did that last night. Like, I feel like I speak for all guys where, like, we have been in some kind of situation at that and some point. So just to see that again, I was like, my boy, you deserve that for sure. You definitely A1 for that. I just can't wait to see more where the story is gonna go and take, because I would want them to maintain the spiciness. I really, really like that. I would be so disappointed to see if that's peak right now. If that's all they got and it just goes straight wholesome from her, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I can't wait to see more spiciness, really.
I agree. Only time will tell. Anybody has anything else to say? If not, we can move on to our rapid fire of the anime spotlight.
Think we good?
Yeah, you know what? I think I have a perfect transition for this.
Talk to me,
oh,
man. God,
dude,
We're gonna be going into our rapid fire anime spotlight, and Crash brought up communication, and Crash and Vash brought up communication. You know what? Honey Lemon Soda doesn't have any of that, and that's why it's mid. Anyone else?
100% agree with
Anybody
you.
else?
100% agree with you.
All
guys.
right, so it seems like we're gonna
100%.
start with honey lemon soda as our first
Yay!
one. Let's get into it.
Oh.
What does grind your gears, man, about the communication of our two lovebirds?
I mean, it's just the whole episode just felt like a backslide from last week. Like, we were building up, it was getting good, and then it just felt like the quality went down. Like, I don't care.
We had too much dip on our chip,
Yeah, we had too much dip. We were
110%.
riding a high. We were like, that was really good episode. And then it went back and said, nah, we're mid. Don't worry. I don't know.
It was on its high horse, and then the horse threw me off, and they kicked me in the nuts. I was just like so hurt. I was expecting greatness, and now I'm back to the exact same position I was when I first originally just saw like the trailer and the photo. I'm like, this shit looks mid as fuck. I gave it a fucking 3 episodes. Fucking amazing. I was like, even up to episode 3, I was very surprised that Gremlin said, oh, this shit is actually getting interesting. I'm like, yes, I see it. Then the 4th episode hit. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this garbage, my guy? Like, okay, so let me just explain it real quick. Major spoilers, I'm sorry, for those who may have not seen it. Yuka pretty much is able to save, the class from the rain, whatever, right? It's shown that, I forget the name of that girl, but that girl who, Aioi, or whatever, Aoi, who likes pretty much Kai, she apologizes to her for like messing up everything. It was her fault that the class went the wrong way. Finds out, right? Okay, fine, whatever. So the whole class likes this chick. She wants to get involved with it, but she's still shy. Relatable, fine. I can get that. Some people don't like that slowness, whatever. Kai's pretty much telling her, don't be pussy. Show them. Get involved. Do what you gotta do. I didn't like that a lot, whatever. Now his boy, Toyoma, is trying. I think he really likes Ushia because he keeps saying like, "What if he wasn't with Kai? What if it was just you by yourself and you just joined school? Like, what would have happened? Do you really need each other? Can you be alone?" And I'm just kind of like, "Why are you fucking up their thing? Like, they like each other, bro. Don't put a seed into her head and just fuck
I
up her shit
think
like that. That's fucked up."
I think he's envious. I think he's the type of friend that hangs out
One
with
hundred and ten
that,
percent
like the type of the dynamic of friendship where you have two people
hater.
that is a hater that he's still your friend, but he likes it that he hates it that you get all the girls that he doesn't, or you get all the friends. Everyone has eyes on you, but you are just chopped liver. So like that's what I'm getting from him, because the way he just kept looking in the background, and I felt like I'm not trying to read in between the lines, trying to read his body language too much, but the way he's giving that energy is like, hey, he's trying to distract her from not to be into Kai, or trying to lower herself and saying like, yo, he's not your problem. How about getting to the better version of Kai or something? Like that's what I'm trying to get.
I don't like people that personally, but like to each their own or whatever, right? You have Ayumi being best girl right now in the show. That's the only thing like that's keeping me like, okay, it's not too bad. Like at least there's somebody trying to like help out this girl as well too. And then you find out the very end, that Kai had an ex, whatever, and this girl Yuka runs into her, which is Serena, which is voiced by the very famous Japanese voice actress, my favorite voice actress, Rie Takeishi. So I'm very curious to see how she performs playing Serena. I don't think it's gonna be anything interesting. I think it's gonna be so boring. She's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I did it, Kai. This. Oh yeah, we were thinking that whatever. I might like him, but now I see that he likes quiet girls, aka Yuka." And from that point, I'm just like, "Who the fuck cares now?" Like, I just kind of wanted the relationship between Yuka and Kai to get better, and it's fucking not. So I'm kind of like at a loss here. Now it was good, and now it's getting to mid. And if it continues, I might have to drop the shit. No funny.
All right. Understandable. So we're almost there for week 6 to do our hot and flop, so that might be one of them. But Neko, I want to pass it to you since you're a manga reader, so you know this. Anything you want to defend or give us insight of where we're seeing it, why episode 4 was whack?
I think like of course, like we've mentioned, they always like to add some drama. So maybe we're just in the hump of it, and then we'll kind of like die down, and something will happen. I don't know, but mostly it's just the same thing. She's still trying to get used to all this like stuff that is changing. I don't think she'll be as communicative as she would. You would think, because she's very insecure already. If you've seen, so of course this is just, and especially when she has that friend telling telling her these things is kind of like getting her ahead. And then of course Kai kind of being cold a little time. So it's like, she's all confused. She's like, well, okay. Then, she's like has her mind in the ruffle, but we'll see next episode if something will change, I think you just gotta give Uka a little bit more time, Uka, she's just trying.
One thing I do appreciate is that her character, she at least tried to still bring the school yearbook. She got a little nervous, and she came back. Her classmates. One thing I do appreciate as well, her classmates. So it's two things. Her classmates are understanding and supportive, much better than the classmates the one in middle school, because those were trash. Fuck them students. And for Uka to at least putting some effort, like she's at least putting a foot forward, even though character much I'm not liking it, but I have to be less biased, and where her character trait I'm not a big fan of, but she's at least putting some type of effort to where she could feel like she's, even if she's doing it for Kai, that she kind of likes him or not, or trying to understand that she does, and that she's at least putting that foot effort. I feel like that's important for a character to at least, hey, I'm trying to do the best I can, even though I'm hella scared, and she still has the trauma from having PTSD, from being called Stony, and even though she didn't look that bad in the yearbook.
She didn't. I mean, I don't know about the only thing I will say about that was the photos they got for the trip after the fact. Like you see a difference in her behavior. With Kai, and it's like, and you see that, like, this is a person that makes you genuinely happy. Cool. And I get you're an introvert. Like, the first 3 episodes was cooking, but now I was gonna see this also with the other animes you guys are watching with Zen. Correct me, pronounce it right. Senju. Senju, excuse me. We're at week 4, right? We're 1/3 now into the winter season, right? So at this point now, we have a clear idea of like what the show is about, what the characters are like, potentially where or may not the show may go, right? So with this one specifically with Honey Lemon Soda, it's like I could give it maybe another 2 weeks before, I'm kind of like, if there's no harder character development for these two specific characters, I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I mean? Like you have to get me early on with the show, with the story. Animation's already a thing in itself, but like if it drags on for too long, then I'm missing the whole point of what I want to watch it, which is the main point of the genre, whether it be romance, action, isekai, adventure, mystery. I want to be immersed, but I also want to be genuinely interested. And if you make me disinterested with the characters itself or with the emotional aspect of it, like don't be mad when I drop this anime, and that's kind of how I feel right now with Honey Lemon Soda. Cool, it was nice to see that they're happy with each other, but can you make me feel a little more elaborate on that, feeling with a little more like of an action sequence or something, like where like, Kai's like, okay, maybe I'm wrong, like, I need you or something like that. Like make it a little more interesting or spicy for me. I'm reaching too much for it because that's not what this anime is about. But now I'm starting to see why Gremlin in the beginning kind of didn't like it, or a lot of people didn't like the beginning like that. Now I'm seeing that now going into it. And that's really bad for me at least.
Understandable. Nate, got any last thoughts about Honey Lemon Soda? You agree on anything?
I feel like, yeah, we did kind of take a step back with this episode because I feel like Uka did make like some strides in the previous episode. And I'm not sitting here expecting her to just be like that all the time, because that's just like, I feel like, especially for her just now starting to make these strides, like it's impossible she's going to be like that all the time, right? I feel like it's going to be a thing, or at least you would hope over time that she becomes more like how we saw her in the previous episode, like more often than not. So maybe she gets kind of a pass in that regard. But just some of the issues, I guess, I had with the first 2 episodes, and now you have the ex-girlfriend getting in the mix, so I feel like there's going to be some drama. They're going to stretch out from that, potentially, whatever content they decide to go in with that. But I don't know, the first impression of the Serena girl, she don't seem that bad, so I mean, I'm kind of curious what actually happened with their relationship. So because I could be wrong based on my first impression, I know it wasn't that much, but she don't seem that bad. Like I kind of had I feel like a good first impression.
Yeah,
of
because
her.
I'm sure we're
So-
also gonna find out why Kyle went from having black hair to blonde hair. Because it showed in his school yearbook in middle school he had black hair to blonde now. So it's in like something
That
happened.
face that she made was fucking so
Oh my God,
memey.
agreed.
That
It was
was
such
the
a meme.
funniest thing in the world. I'm so glad that you brought that up too. I almost forgot about that.
Ooh, she like, who is this hottie but looking weird?
The thing though, like I really hope they don't try to do some like she gets like back in the mix or something, trying to like she still has a thing for him or something. Like I just hope it's like a thing where she's like maybe trying to help, like based on her experience with him, she's trying to help her. I hope it's something along the lines of that, because I don't want to see some like battle. I really don't.
I don't think I agree with you, but it could also be like, oh, she like they broke up. She might catch feelings again for Kai, but then she
Yeah.
sees that, oh, Kai likes this other girl, and it's like, oh, I can't,
hope
like
not.
there's no way.
I really hope not. But
I don't like to see stuff like that consecutively, but if that's where the anime is gonna go, like best believe it's like, oh, it's another trope, whatever. Like I'll watch it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
already in.
I mean, I guess it could work out if they use that to kind of push Yuka's character for her to be more assertive, I guess, or take more action. I
It
guess
just
that could be a
depends
good thing. But
where it leads with the next episode of her character. Like we first got to see her trait to see where it's easier to transition into.
yeah, I'm curious how they'll handle that with her character though. So
All right, love it. We went from Honey Lemon Soda now to Tie the Knot with the Amagami sister for the rom-coms. I'm going to leave the floor show to Mr. Memory NK and to Crash because I'm still behind chat. I'm sorry. I'm still 3 episodes
gotta
behind.
get on that, bro.
I'm just
No,
not-
you have no excuse now.
yeah,
You
this-
stole from me.
This newest episode is probably one of the better episodes we've had like in a bit with this series, I would
Nice.
say. Because it does cap off kind of Asahi's little arc that we had here with the time loop and with her running, her rival. But spoiler warning, the kiss scene at her confessing, really
Buenísimo.
well done. Yeah, it was actually really good. So that was, I mean, it's in my top 10 of the week. I'll spoil that, I guess, right now too. Which I feel like it hasn't really been in the top 10 all like that. Even though I've read the source material, I feel like the way the anime has been handling a lot of the stuff, I haven't really been impressed with. But this was an exception because,
Nice.
the way they handled this Asahi content, especially in this episode, was really, really good. So I got to give my props this week to them. So
All right, Crash, and you? How you think about this Asagi arc? Were you satisfied?
I got three things to say. First off, Karen, the first 2 minutes was the most fucking spiciest shit I've ever seen in my life. You go up to your rival's fucking crib, you throw her onto the bed, you get on top of her, borderline trying to strip her. I walk in and you call me the pervert? Excusez-moi? No. Second off, the mother of these fucking three children of Asi, of Yai, and Yuna, fuck you. You're the biggest troll in the fucking world. The reason these fucking people were in the time loop was because of her for trolling, just to see that fucking Asahi really wants to, be better than herself. So like actually be like, oh, this is what I really want to do in my life. You had to make people go through a time loop? Really? That's so dastardly of you, mommy. I like.
yeah, she was there. She was in there the whole time.
Yeah, that was so fucking, bro. I was like,
That's insane.
keep it going. I like this. Yeah, and I know she can keep doing the fox mask. That's the biggest thing I can say to that. Pay attention to the fox mask. That is the mother. That is her fucking around with everything. It's not just the rope, ladies and gentlemen. It's also the fox mask. If you know, you know. Pay attention to the anime. You'll know what I mean when you see it.
That's good to know. When I binge on Tuesday, I'm gonna binge 4 episodes: 14, 15, 16, 17.
I'll believe it when I see it. And finally,
You're gonna see me on binging on Tuesday on the Discord, watching Amagami's sister. Boom.
Sure. And finally, let's just talk real quick about the kiss scene, because this was just a culmination of like everything that has transpired up to this point, right? Asashi knows, right, that Yai is a big competition. Yuna could be potential competition. Like she knows, like she generally likes Uru, right? In that moment, she let herself go. She was like, hey, like, I just want you to know how I feel. And you get the same, anime trope, but you still have to see it. A girl in a Utica, same thing, the guy in Utica kissing, underneath the fireworks show during the festival. It was really cute that, you was able to save her from the festival, like, from the stands, like, oh, I lost my sisters. Come with me. I'll take you to a good spot, to the fireworks stand. They go there. She's talking to herself in her head. She's like, no, I like him. I want him. They go for the kiss. You see her, with little feet, pressing up because she's short, he's taller. And she was the one being aggressive. She's the one who engaged it, grabbing onto him, kissing, all that. Like, I actually did that. The girls come. They don't know what happened, but we now know she is a contender to be number 2 potentially. She wants to be number 1, but she is in this horse race, ladies and gentlemen. She's like, no, I'm not backing down. I'm not going to let Yai take this guy for himself. I likes him and I wants him. I respect that moment for sure. You're not my top favorite, but I do respect the hustle. I do respect the grind. So good on you. I hope you do get him at the end of the day. But who knows? We still have a lot more
race
to go.
that only it was like a race that only Yai was in until now. I feel like Asi just now has entered the race. Like, because it's been like a solo thing, but like now you got Asi in here. So
was that solo leveling thing?
No, we're not there yet, Vash. Hold your horses. But no, Ashi, I feel like always in this race. It was just you push more Yai, which again I was for anyways. But now you're seeing a different side of her. Like that arc was necessarily needed overall to develop, Ashi, seeing what she wants to do with her future. Which this is the whole point of the anime, which I really like. What does she want to do? Does she want to be the shrine maiden with Uru, marry him and everything? Does she want to go to college? It's for the marathon. Does she, want to stay with her sisters? Like, what is the point of it? And I like that the anime answered that question in a very not peaceful, a wholesome way, but at the same time kept the romantic aspect to it. Not a lot of animes do that, so it's nice. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I get that, if you're not into like harems or like romance, but I think the anime so far has done a good job character developing every single character up to this point to where you genuinely like a single one of them, or if not all of them.
Well said.
Copy. I love it. When the time comes, when I'm cut up, I will add more to that. If not, let's get talking about.
Stop lying, Vash.
I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. Episode 5, the part where we get to find out that you have a best friend and she loves your husband, but you can't even tell her that she is married to your husband, and it's like, God damn it, problems and issues. It is what it is.
I have a lot to say about it, but I want you guys to go first because you're not gonna like my opinion on this one. You really not.
Neko, are you cut up to I'm getting married to a girl here in my class?
No, I do not, but I saw the clip of that, and oh man, the scene of her being like, "Don't go," so adorable.
Look, one of the cutest scene I would say it was the ending, and she said, "I
Oh,
will
yeah.
not lose." I felt that, and not saying that I've always had girls going for me, but I have been in the opposite where me and my guy best friend at the time we used to have the same crush on the same girl, so it's like a friendly competition of like who gets a girl, who's she gonna choose. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you, chat. Don't fight for your friends for a girl. There's many fishes in the sea. If she truly
Facts.
is the one for you, she'll become the one for you, and you guys will find each other. It's not a reason for you to fight with your best friend or a guy friend or a girlfriend if you guys like the same girl. It's not. There's no reason for
Be
it.
like
But
Future, guys. Be for your boys. No, never be for the girl, bro. Homies were there first. Just remember that. Always, always.
exactly. But Nate, what did you think about this episode 5? Was it wholesome? Was it that you could relate? Talk to me.
Honestly, I wasn't too big on this episode. This is probably one of the more
Or the weakest for you?
I've
Yes,
enjoyed
you
I've
can say
enjoyed
it.
this series. I've enjoyed this series so
Uh-huh.
far. I will say, but this has been one of the weaker episodes of me personally.
So you
Just-
didn't like the
just
girl,
because-
finding out about her
Yes.
boyfriend, about another guy, about another girl, like her taking notes about the bugs, trying to, easing the, the
No.
trap. Nah.
I wasn't digging it. I wasn't digging it,
Wow.
honestly. And all, like they're like, I don't know. I just feel like for me, the whole thing I'm caught up on, I guess, is that like, if y'all are as good of friends as you say you are, why hasn't this already been talked about? This situation? Why? Like,
Facts.
what's going on? Like, are y'all
Facts.
really that good of friends, or are you not?
Facts.
Because I mean, that's how they make it seem out to be, that they're the bestest of friends. But y'all can't talk about this or disclose this. I mean, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier with crush at work. I feel, and that was a lot of this episode. Even like, just talk, just like,
Communicate.
I don't know, yeah, communicate. And I just feel like that was not going on here. I did like how the episode left off, though.
Exactly. I agree.
I will say that. I will say it did leave off on a high note. But still, as a whole, I wasn't. This is probably one of my least favorite episodes of the series.
I do
honestly.
agree where you're coming from, like the whole back and forth where her trying to play like a sooner day, like saying that she doesn't care for him, but then she said, "I don't want you to go out on this date." He's like, "Nah, I said no to a date a long time ago. I just was waiting for you to actually own up to it." And she really appreciated it. Like she started to break up the show. But Saito also smart, like he comes off like a genius, but it's because he is the balance of the genius. He's very dumb when it comes to the very obvious thing, but when it comes to the things he noticed, he's actually very smart for. Like he knew the girl that he's married to, his wife, she technically don't want him to go, but she didn't know how to communicate that, and he observed that, and he said, "Word, all right, cool. I'm gonna wait until she's ready." Because even at the door, he said, "Hey, I could not go. You just gotta own up to it." And she said it at the last second, like, "Yeah, I've been canceling, girl. I've been ready." So I appreciate that, and even Himari got balls. A lot of girls would not even say that, like, "Yeah, you said no to me for the date, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna give up." I'm like, damn, girl.
I mean,
A
you
lot
gotta
of
respect
girls,
it.
a lot of
Yeah.
girls would not say that. So that's props to you.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
All I
God, Graham,
gotta
talk
say-
to us. What is it that you got?
All I gotta say is this is peak tsundere behavior.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. I beat to it. Damn it.
Peak tsundere behavior.
Yes, sir.
And if you think it's spicy now, just wait.
Ooh.
I love to hear it. I love to hear it, God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, all right. And how about you, Crash? You said that you was waiting for us. Now talk to us. What are the 2 things, 3 things, 8 things? If it's 8, keep it to 4 or less. But talk to us.
Everybody was great in this episode. Like, we get this whole origin story with Hamari and Akane. We didn't ask for it, but it makes sense how they became friends. We see now how, Hamari likes Saito from the get-go. It's cute. I didn't mind that. I do have a problem with Hamari asking Akane, asking her to help her out to get, Saito, because we all know in this, and I am now officially calling it a harem. You guys cannot argue me with this. It is now officially a harem now in this BITCH that she likes him. And we all know that Akane also aka likes, Saito. So it's like, I know personally some people have been in the situation, IRL, in anime, whatever. It's a trope. It's a basic thing. would you help out your friend to get this guy that you like? Real
Hell
talk.
no.
And it goes the opposite way with the females. You see this, sometimes, and it's like, damn, do I want to help out the homie? For sure, because that's my homie, but I do like this person. Do I do that? Look, at the end of the day, it was spicy, that a situation, because you don't really see a lot of that happen sometimes. It was a nice change of pace to see that in a romantic aspect, especially in a comedic way, with the chibis and everything like that. So I see the reactions like, no, Sundere style, I don't like him, but don't go because I really want to be with you. It was cute to say the least. And the very end, Saito is a G. He was such a Chad because he kept saying all the time, hey, I got asked out on a date. Hey, is it cool? Yeah, dinner. Hey, is it cool if I go out with her? Oh, I don't care. Hey, I'm about to leave right now. Oh, I don't care. About to leave. No, don't go. That's I don't want to call her out, because that's really disrespectful. But shout out to my wife because she's also like that too. She don't want me hanging out with the homies. She don't want me, doing my thing because she wants to spend time with me, and I get that. But communicate, ladies and gentlemen. That's my biggest advice to this episode. Communicate your feelings. Communicate how you feel towards one another, because we are not fucking mind readers, us men. We are stupid AF. We don't know what the fuck we're thinking. Y'all emotional, we're logical. So we're two different mindsets. So if you don't tell me how you're feeling, I'm not going to know how you feel. And to the guys, if you don't tell the girl how you feel, you're not going to get the girl, because the girl is very emotional. She's going to see you, as any other guy. So very, very, very cool to see my boy like, I dressed up because I want to go out with you shopping. I'm not going to go with this girl. And the fact that Hamari's like, oh, I don't care. I'm still going to go out with you next time. I'm like, you're not going to give up just like that? Very harem style. I like what's going. She say also, shout out to you too, was a big sis. Like, you don't like big bro? You don't want to go out with big bro? And like, yes, at least somebody's pushing her like to explain your feelings. And what she did at the very end of all that, I'm not going to let you steal him away from him. Oh, why did I say that? What the fuck? That was, to me, like, at least we're getting character development. That's what I took away from that. I love that. I can't wait for the next episode.
Well, Chad, you heard it here. This episode is brought to you by communication to your partner, to your relationships, and to your friendships. That is important. Communicate. We're not mind readers. Because, like in this anime, Medaka Kuroiwa is Impervious to my charms. They don't fucking communicate either in this episode. But
Fucking
I
mid.
would say that
Fucking
episode 4
Fucking mid.
was the best one. I would
Hell
say.
no.
Hey,
Out of the
Go,
four
go,
that
go,
we've
go.
had
Hell
so
no.
far, that's valid. That is
Look,
valid. Out of the
hell
four
no.
that we've had, because the bar's been pretty low.
Yeah, so
far.
chat. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, Medaka Kuroiwa is a person of my charms is number 18 out of my 24
32.
animes that I've watched. And it is, look, I literally wrote best episode of the 4. Medaka finally understands he could talk to the girls without being mean. School festivals happen so fast, even with a bowling scene. Plus an indirect kiss, always a pleasure. That's literally what I wrote. That's literally the episode. Anybody? Any of us? Nate? What you think?
I don't know. Yeah, this was probably out of the 4 the best episode we've had so far. I feel like this is kind of the direction I feel like people probably want to see the series start to go. Which is what I was saying. I give it some time. It does get better. And I know a lot of people are probably already off the ship, but I can't even really blame you. But my biggest thing with this episode was just how dumb the friends are, because they're like giving Medaka like shit about how he's treating Mona and all that. And in my, like, while we were watching, in my mind, I'm just like, she's the one who has been pushing herself onto him this whole time. Like, he is not in the wrong at all. Like, he did nothing wrong. And his friends are just like giving him shit. Like, every single person, it felt like, was giving him shit. Like, the closest people around him too. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you got to think about how you're making her feel, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sitting there face palming the whole time. Like, these people are so stupid. But
and what he is also like, speak more in details. Don't you like, hey, don't be so mean to, like, can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? Don't just say that I'm doing something wrong. Explain my situation and tell me what to do right.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest gripes I had about the episode, was just like how the friends were being. But it was a big deal. Like, I guess Medaka realizing that, like, he can still, talk to girls and like, well, not just talk to girls in general, but like flirt with them and things of that nature. Like, because he's been kind of holding himself back, or hasn't really understood because of his religion, right? So he kind of realized that in this episode he can he can act a certain type of way and doesn't necessarily have to hold back. So I think that was like a good thing to come out of this episode. So
Okay. How about you,
yeah,
Crash?
it'll get better. It'll get better. And I'm not like I said before, I don't think even it's people are gonna sit here and say this is one of the best rom-coms or anything like that, but
No.
this is probably the worst. Like the first couple episodes we had, it's kind of a slow start. I would say that's some of like the worst stuff you'll get with this series. So
About
I
the
mean,
rest, that's fine. But Crash, talk to me.
I was gonna say the best thing out of the show so far was the fucking bunny outfit, and even to that, like we're talking about a high school girl, so I could be very, very careful what I say with that. But the only takeaway from this fucking episode is Crunchyroll has heard me. Thank you to Gremlin also for telling all the gods for telling them my wishes, because now I can fucking skip the intro. I don't have to fucking watch that fucking 20-second video of her running to the streets.
yeah.
Like,
We
let's shoot. I think skip that shit. Skip the fucking
In a heartbeat. In a
OP.
heartbeat, like, no.
Bro, I saw that. I was like, thank you, Jesus, thank you. Fuck that, bro. I do not, bro. I'm sorry.
Alright.
There is nobody telling me about that. No, but past that,
Glad
I don't
to
remember enough to tell you about that.
You know
how about
what's actually interesting? Another thing that I'm kind of curious about, because Mona's character does kind of change as the series goes on, and she kind of drops that whole gimmick, I guess you would say. So I wonder if they'll take the intro out, or if it's just like a thing they'll just keep there.
So maybe
forever.
they might. If the animators are smart and they do it
I
as
would
you
like
said,
to see them do that.
hopefully take
Even
it out.
if it even reaches that point.
Exactly. Hopefully
Yeah.
they take that out by episode 9, 10, 11, or 12. By the time they change her character, like maybe they stop her dancing or jump over the fucking pond. We don't need to see her damn fucking coochie down there. Fucking pendejos.
There are
Neko,
better
any-
XG services.
Neko, any other thoughts about this anime before we move on to the box of the blue?
I'm just waiting till it gets good. I don't know.
Please, I'm gonna take memories word. It's gonna get good soon. I pray.
All right, so as everyone is waiting for it to get good, we could get into the blue box. Episode 17, we're not Japan for episode 18. Other than another series called Sakamoto Days, that's totally different. But for blue box, episode 17, Neko, are you watching blue box? Because I know you start to read it, but are you also behind on this one?
Behind, brother.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will come back
What?
next week. I'm sorry.
All right. Blue box will be next week. Copy. I'm gonna say this. Look, when it comes to blue box, where is it I wrote? I did not write any thoughts because I know that we just watched it recently, so we'll be discussing about it. All I'm gonna say is Taiki, as a guy who used to be in the athletic sport in the high school. I used to be in chess club, handball in the spring season, soccer in the fall season, as cross country track. Having high standards for yourself is not a good thing always, because you sometimes cannot always reach the standard. You gotta have long-term goal, but also have short-term goal in betweens, because that's how you can reach that long-term goal. Because right now you're having a person that you want to play in B, and he's just be one of the people from the nationals. You're having too much high standards, my G. You gotta get lower. And when it comes to our girl Hina, congrats to her. She had the cojones to talk to her rival and be like, yo, I let him know I'm liking him. And she's being upfront about it. She even told Taika, like, yo, on your next game, I'm going to go to it. Taika was like, why? Because I want to see the guy I like win. And he was so flabbergasted. He turned like, what? He like, bitch, don't turn around. I'm blushing. Stop. Just focus on what I need to do. And I love
My
that.
boy.
It shows communication in a high school level that is at least not too forward, but at least forward enough for us to be enjoying this. So I really appreciate it as a fan. Blue Box episode was really cute. Those are my highlights about it. Nate, what do you think about this Blue Box episode 17?
Well, we had more Hina greatness, I would say, for sure, which I'm sure Hina fans are loving that. I don't know what she was expecting, like that whole the ways that she was getting, like, what else would you expect in that situation, to have him help you with the play, like acting it out and all of that? Like,
Oh yeah,
that's what was gonna happen. It was just inevitable. That
bro. Just
I
saying.
told everybody it was gonna be 10 out of 10 if they did the kiss. I swear to God, I told myself
in that
if they
position,
did that right then and there.
If I was in that position, I would have kissed her. Because where am I wrong? The girl
You
that I
wouldn't be.
like, don't like me back then I'm aware of. So if I kiss her, the word part I'm wrong is like I'm giving Hina mixed signals. So that's one thing I would say.
yeah,
So understandable, because Hina would be like, wait, I thought you did. I'm like, hey, you said this was a practice, right? So there's nothing wrong. So in my shoes, I would do it, but then the repercussion is now dealing with Hina kissing her and where she has mixed signals now. So that's where like, that's the hiccup. So understandable why he froze, but then he even like, oh, I just imagine you kissing me. Like, yeah, you also fuck yourself up.
Yeah, that scene was I mean, there was kind of like some tension there, I feel like, because she was like she was I think she asked him like, do you want to do it for real or something like that. And it's just that was one of the standout moments for sure in the episode. But yeah, Blue Box once again, not as good as last week's episode or episode 16, I felt like, because I think episode 16 was my episode of the week last week. But another thing I will point out is the dialogue with Haru when he was talking to Chinatsu at the end of the episode. I really liked how he was talking about Taiki at the end of the episode when they were like on the balcony, like on the rail or whatever.
Talking about not responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility to your younger ones,
Taiki,
to younger peers.
No, Taiki is diligent, and she was, what was the word? Not responsible. It was her being on time and everything. I forgot what was the exact word.
I forget the exact wording too, honestly.
Yeah,
but just I don't know. It go like the side characters, the roles they play in. I think it just goes to speak to that, like the roles that they play in going in, helping, like even like Karen with Chinatsu and Kyo with Hina, Kyo with Taiki, Haru with Taiki, and even Haru with talking to Chinatsu, because that's stuff that she's gonna intake in her mind as well. And I feel like they don't overstep their boundaries necessarily. Like we talked about the girl I hate, or I'm married to the girl I hate, or whatever. I feel like that was kind of a thing where they were kind of overstepping a bit, because I feel like they should have just, like, that was something they should have just talked about. But yeah, I feel like the side characters, they don't really overstep or get too involved. I feel like it's just the right amount of input that they give to kind of help, whether it's Chinatsu, Taiki, or Hina out. So what the scene that they had with Haru at the end, I really, really liked. And I think it just speaks to that, how impactful the side characters are and how good they are and how they show them.
Oh, the word was that the girl Shinatsu is more self-disciplined and Taiki was more diligent. That was what I was looking for.
Mhm.
I just went to Netflix and look for it real quick while you gave your take as well. And I understand, because Haru gave a great reference that he goes up through the desert and cannot even give too much of drinking water or hydration because he's so focused on the goal, and that's not healthy. You gotta have a balance within yourself. But Crash, what else did you think about this episode? Because I know you're always high on the Blue Box train.
I was. If it wasn't for I Had a Crush at Work, this would have been my my all-time first favorite. It was good. It didn't beat Crush at Work. The main title of the story is, of course, I Want to See It. You guys need to remember, ladies and gentlemen, also as well to you guys, to viewers, this episode is about Taiki having a practice match against his, let's call him rival for say, Senru, who, he lost against so badly to get into nationals. They're gonna practice to see if they got any better. He's gonna be, giving his A game. The only catch to this now is that now two of the girls that are into him are going to be there at this practice match, Hina and Chinatsu. Right? Hina is giving her A game 110%. Everyone knows that she likes Taiki, but he doesn't like her back. So she's going to do everything in her power to support him and care for him until she can finally win his heart. Meanwhile, you'll have Chinatsu and Taiki having practice matches every day, in the morning, seeing each other, even though they're not living in the same spot. They're having time together at school, and that's building back up their friendship potentially into something more better than friends. And of course, that he keeps saying, I don't want you guys being there, because he's embarrassed that he's not going to give his A game and be, as good as he wants to be in front of these two girls. And the point of the episode specifically, was for them to tell him, we're there no matter what, whether you play good or bad. We'll do what we do best to make you at your A game. So just, don't worry about it. We got you. We the homies. So I definitely like that. The festival aspect was also nice too, to see the Snow White, whatever. I love what you guys are talking about, with the printer scene at the very beginning with the, I told him what's up. It's getting very interesting. The next episode's gonna be very, very, very like sportsman-like. So I usually am not a sports anime person, but I actually am very excited to see this badminton fight between the two. I hope they deck it out. I hope it's really hard. I hope this guy wins. I'm gonna be heartbroken as fuck if Taiki loses the fucking match again for a second time. But who knows? We might. I'm speculating here because I have not read the anime or the manga. If there's one, I don't even know if you guys know. There's a girl in the front poster for the second court. Maybe she's in the Predators match and she sees Taiki and she falls in love with him. And then we got a third girl. Who the fuck knows? We got a lot of speculation coming up for the next episode. All I know is these two girls who love Taiki are going to be there. This guy, his nemesis, rival, what you want to call him, is going to be there. And he's over here getting so much better badminton. He's going to throw all the smoke. Y'all not ready for the next episode.
You heard it here.
Also,
You know what?
also,
Crash?
I was gonna go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say, she's someone's love interest. Who knows?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I was go memory before I cut you off. You wanted to say something? I don't know.
No, I was just gonna ask you if Taiki would have kissed Hina, would they have put it above Crush at Work for you?
100%, 10 out of 10. I told myself if he would have done it, or even she would have like, please, like I'll do myself being aggressive, whatever.
Like brought him in, or something.
It would have been unexpected. It would have been very irregular of her character of Hina, but I still would have been so with it. I would have been like, yes, please. Just, I'm already on episode 16 17 going to number 18 now. Like, come on, we're almost at the end of this fucking season. I need some spiciness in this fucking anime right now. I need some kind of like just touch, whether it be with the lips. I know we already had hand holding, whatever, right? But like just something physical. Come on, man. We right there. And then I had just realized this as you guys were talking, just real quick. I don't know if you guys remember. Kyu, Taiki's friend, the guy with the gray hair. He said in an episode 2 ago that he had a girlfriend and then they broke up because she was dating another guy. Does anybody remember the hair color of that guy?
Who knows? We may find out.
Nah.
Okay, because I don't remember, but I was thinking, what if it's, Taiki's rival that he lost his girl to that? That would have been interesting. But I didn't pay attention to that part. I was paying attention to the girl more than anything. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe she comes in later on. Who the fuck knows?
Also, one last thing. Sorry. I gotta applaud Blue Box because a lot of other shows, after Hina said that whole thing to Chinatsu, they would have had some direct drama with both of them. They didn't do that. So I gotta applaud them for that.
No,
I feel like
yeah.
I feel like a lot of shows, they would have took that and they would have been like some drawn out like drama spewing from that, but they didn't do that. So I applaud them, honestly.
That's true. I agree. The suspense has been very well written and has been very enjoyable. But let's talk about suspense and let's talk about drama. Let's talk about drama section. That's My Happy Marriage Season 2, Episode 4. I'm going to pass it to you first. Neko, talk to us about My Happy Marriage and were you just excited?
I like the direction we're going. We got more of Usui, the mystery man who we saw at the end of last week's episode, and I'm liking how we're getting more into him. Of course, like his background with Mio's mom and just him and their childhood. Like he had like these violent tendencies, and like he was kind of messed up in the head as a kid. He like kind of like controlling them ants to kind of like I guess kill themselves. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, the stuff with the ants was.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa! Like, of course, we kids do that, right? Like, I used to do crazy stuff with like guarding insects and everything, but he seemed really enjoyed about it. Yeah. And so Sumi was like, "Hey, calm down. What are you doing?" So I'm very excited to see more on their background. Apparently, he was, very calm around her. She was the only person to really ground him. So I'm excited. I'm really interested to. Is this why he's going all crazy now? Because what happened was like the mom is like there's no one else to like really calm him down. So
and also my guess that maybe that's why he was responsible. Finding out that Sui's daughter has been going through the trauma that she did, so maybe he find out that girl got hit or attacked by the people that always were supposed to be parents and family for her. So that also could be a possibility.
Could be. That's I'm saying. He might be a Lacan situation. He just, I don't know.
He definitely misunderstood. Bro was ready. Bro was ready to kidnap Mio. he's definitely not misunderstood. I don't agree with that.
Something there. I'll and I don't know. I'll dig into their deeper each episode. But also, we got introduced to Mio's new bodyguard, basically the
Yeah.
tomboy girl.
Akuro.
She's yes, she is so adorable. I expected her to be more strict. So her being actually very cheerful and very like happy-go-lucky and like excited, like really talkative to Mio and not treating her wrong. I was like, yes, let's go. She has a real another friend, someone to really lean on. Which they're the same age, so that was really cute to see. And also, like, of course, she's dealing with being in like a man field, right? Like, you know, women are rarely in this kind of job, so she has to deal with like a lot of stuff like that. But she's dealing with it well, right? Because she's strong and she knows how to fight back. So she just stands strong and does her job, you know. And that was really cool to see. I'm excited. That was a really good episode.
The one thing I would say on mine about this, because you hit it on the notes, the one thing I would bring up is Mio. Communicate. Communicate. Do what you gotta do and let your fucking husband, Kuro, know that you're having dreams about your person that's trying to kill you, aka your half
Your mother
brother,
when she
uncle,
was a baby.
and your mother as a baby with the guy that's trying to kill you. So please, Mio,
Oh.
fucking communicate to Kuro and let him know that, hey, husband, remember those dreams I was having before? I'm having them again, and I think I'm going to a different past timeline. I'm trying to let you know, and like this is happening to me instead of me waking up and having dark nightmares. So maybe Mio.
Or if you're too scared to tell your husband, tell Arata, because that's the whole point of him being there. He's a supporting character to help you with your powers.
Like you're not telling this to people gets me more upset. But hey, we're gonna find out next episode. So that's why I'm not putting this as a pet peeve for nothing. And I know this is more for character growth because she's trying to be strong and be a independent woman and do this on her own. So I totally understand, girl, me, I understand. But that's my biggest thing I want to say about me in this episode. Happy marriage. How about you, Crash? I'm gonna pass it to you. And you said you had a theory. Well, want to talk to us about your theory that you want to express to us?
I'm so glad you remember that, Vash. I
Anytime.
had speaking about that. Karako. There is something about her, just like the father. I think there's something about her we're gonna find out next episode. I think it could go one of two ways. I might be 100% wrong, but either she, like Neko was saying, or Vash, I'm sorry, she's very stricter than what she's supposed to be. She's being nice for Mio's sake, or she's somebody that isn't supposed to be there, or there's a reason why she left the station in the first place. We're gonna find out next episode. I don't know. We're getting the vibes. Me and my wife are getting the vibes that like she's more than she seems, but not in a good way. Or she could have had a tragic moment and she's now vulnerable, and that's why she acts the way that she acts. We won't know until the next episode, but she's throwing me off. There's something about her. I'm just kind of like, don't judge a book by its cover. So
I can't
just
comment
take it with a grain of
since
salt.
I read a paragraph of a spoiler that Man God Graham sent me, so I can't put any comment on
Damn you, God! Why would
Hey,
you do
man,
that to me?
you don't gotta throw me into this. I am good, just sitting here not saying words, and you had to
God,
go.
reel this
"Oh,
in."
by the way,
Order. All I'm saying is that I cannot give too much comment towards Crash Theory, so I'm gonna stay quiet on this since I read a paragraph that I know what is possibly who this person could be in her background, but we won't find out till maybe said tomorrow, next week episode for week 5. So that's why I'm staying quiet, and I want to give that quick synopsis of the reason why. I didn't say anything other than saying the reasons because of this. That's all. They didn't say what was the theory or what was the comment. That's all. I wasn't throwing nobody in the bus. But Nate, any thoughts about this episode of Apothecary Diaries? Sorry, I was gonna say Apothecary Diaries. My Happy Marriage.
Yeah, I really like this episode getting more with Naoshi and Sumi, like just getting more with her. I like getting more content with her, so that was nice to see. And more insight on why I mean, I know we haven't really had much with him yet, but just to kind of see the way he is or what has shaped him to become the person he is kind of interesting. So and very much needed. So I did like that content. And then also the introduction of Jinochi was really good. I just liked her energy and just her interactions with Mio is really nice. So yeah, this was a really good episode. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Agree. Mango Grub, have any last thoughts before we move to the actual series that I misspoke a few seconds ago.
She's cute.
Okay,
The
so you
new
heard it.
girl's cute. Yeah.
So Jay, you heard it. She's adorable. Let's talk about the series I mentioned, Apothecary Diaries, season 2, episode 4. We didn't get no frog, guys, but we got glass mirrors. What could it mean? The reflection, the story, who is cheating on who? How did she get pregnant? Is it like the show on the CW? Miss Jane is a virgin or something like that? Could it be like this? But we want to tell Neko. I'm gonna pass it to you as well first. What do you think of Apothecary Diaries season 2, episode 4?
Nah, that whole reveal with the mirror stuff, that was really cool. Cause I was thinking about it. I was trying to like figure out, like, okay, how did she legit get pregnant? Like, what is this? Like, did she actually trick her mind to thinking she was pregnant? But the way they were angling the position, I was like, yeah, that is weird with the window stuff. Like, I was thinking like, oh, they just didn't see. With how it's angled, they both are in the same direction and facing the same way. So I was thinking, oh, some way they just didn't see them move, or so. I can't really explain it how I was thinking in my head, but the whole reveal of that was awesome because that was really smart with the pictures, right? Like how even in flipped over, they would look like a totally different thing while also still being another thing from the other person. So that was a really great way to really reveal that. I really love that. And also, of course, with like how Jinchi is troubled, I'm trying to find the blue fairy, which we found out was Granny. Granny was looking.
He was out here.
My
Yo,
God,
girl got a
Granny!
stack. Girl was.
Granny! And then God, okay,
And girl was
look.
proud too. She like, oh my god, 50 years ago, I was the best out there doing this, the dancing. Oh my god, bitches was mad at me.
like-
Girl got my shit dirty, but guess what? I'm so good at it that I work on how to do my
Yeah.
movement that doesn't show. I'm like, okay, Granny,
Oh,
you're
no, Granny was
you're
alright.
happy yourself up there.
No, but Granny got that fierce personality still, which is awesome. I'm like, okay, Granny. She was like, I didn't let none of them stop me. I was like, okay, but now they're trying to find someone else that can kind of like replace her in a way, because replicate, right? Like really. So I don't know. They gave Jinchi a look at the end. I'm like, oh, okay, who are we thinking about?
It is Jinchi himself.
It's
Fake
like,
boobs coming.
That's why I said it, yo. So fake
Yeah,
titties
yeah.
gonna be there. So some nice double D's.
yeah, like
Yep.
wait, actually, yeah, right. He has to have those because it's like you try to replicate the same thing. So I'm excited for next episode. That overall, this episode was really enjoyable, of course, as always. But next episode, I'm ready to see Jinchi in them clothes.
Mr. Memory, I'm gonna pass it to you next. What did you think about this episode of Apothecary Diaries?
I think we actually talked about Apothecary in kind of like the same way that I'm going to talk about it here, like last week. Like I feel like this is still a solid episode. I really enjoyed it, but I feel like Apothecary isn't quite cooking just yet. Yeah, like this is just another episode where I'm enjoying what I'm watching, but I wasn't necessarily like
build up and set up, but not yet. Just
Yeah.
smacking you in the face. Yeah, it's more like
Yeah.
this is what we have: appetizer.
I'm ready
Entree
for
not
some
yet.
more interesting development.
The main course.
It would be.
Are you ready for the
Entrees.
frog? Even though I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Are you ready for the frog?
Yeah, I guess that's gonna be one of the things. Whatever happens with the frog, and whatever other developments come. But no, I did like the way they kind of set up the whole thing with the mirrors. I was actually really invested with how they were kind of trying to break it down, trying to guess, and then it kind of clicked on what was sort of happening with that. So I did like that part of it, and then getting more with the granny was really cool. I just her in her prime and all that. That was yeah, even Mao Mao was like some of the lines she was given in there, like she was kind of hating on Granny a bit. Like I don't know how like I refuse to believe it myself, but she looked like this or whatever. Like who would have thought? Like I think she actually said she looks like a dried out twig or something. Like
I was like, whoa.
yeah, it would like some of Mama's lines like she had in her head was like really like funny to me about that.
Flaming
So
her grandma. She's like, yeah. Girl can't read my mind, but I'm a flamer. And girl, what?
You got to respect how she didn't let shit really phase her. So you got to respect that. That would be definitely someone, and Mama obviously has been around her and learned a lot from her. That's someone you want to learn from, be around. So to get more from on her was actually really cool. Kind of unexpected. I wasn't thinking we'd really get more of her in this way. So I'll take it. But yeah, this is another solid episode. But I'm waiting. I'm ready for. I know it's coming. For Apothecary, for us to get some more interesting developments and for it to really start cooking. So.
And Crash, the reason I want to save you last is because
Yeah,
you just realized. I mean, instead, panelists and chat, be aware that Crash just realized that our granny is Mama's grandmother.
Bruh.
Yeah, so I'll admit it. Yeah, I didn't put
Nani?
two together. Yeah, I didn't know.
Nani?
When I watched season one, let me explain this. I'll go back to memories thing in a second. But when I first saw it, some animes are like, oh yeah, this is my grandma, but it's not really related. You're just gonna call her grandma because she's old. This is the person that's taking care of you, whatever. Just like with her father, which wasn't her father, but like that's what threw me off the whole time. And I didn't put two together until I saw the photos, the three of them together. I'm like, oh, this is her actual grandma. I didn't know that. And then to that, I also put another two together, which you guys are gonna roast me for. That's why she was so mad at Laku from the get-go, because she fucking ruined her daughter, who was a prostitute, seeing her like that. Of course, this lady's gonna be so pissed at the man who did her dirty, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh my, I just had a big mind fuck. I was like, oh, it makes so much more sense. Everyone's like, yeah, you didn't know that, dumbass? I'm like, yeah, no, I didn't know that. But I'm glad I learned now. Before, I kept going on, I still didn't know.
But now that you put two and two together, how did you feel?
I'm in the same boat as this memory. I have nothing more to say other than it was shown a little bit at the very end of the episode. Just like, in our game with me and Vash, this is a chessboard and pieces are being moved between the Emperor, between the concubines, between the mysterious forces of evil at dark, even, with the servants on the side. People are doing sly shit on the low, and we don't know why. And I hope to God that we find out soon, because best believe that I'm having this argument every day that which is the more better rom-com to watch, Crash? Is it My Happy Marriage or the Apothecary Diaries Season 2? And it's very hard because I want to say Apothecary Diaries, this is a good anime. I want to say great, but if I don't see any substance, if I don't see the skirt steak, with rice and beans, my guy, I'm going to have to give it to My Happy Marriage because I'm tired of the sides. I don't want no KFC biscuit. I don't want a fucking Mountain Dew right now. I want to eat a skirt steak with rice and beans. And Apothecary Diaries, you're slacking on me with that right now. Stop playing with me. Give me what the fuck I want, or else I'm going to My Happy Marriage. I said what I said.
I mean, honestly, so far, I would probably agree with you. I've been enjoying My Happy Marriage Season 2 more. It's very slight. It's not even like that drastic of a difference.
There. I can't even compete between it. They're good. They're just so good.
But I know Apothecary's coming. I know it's coming. I know. I don't see it. I don't see it staying this way. But
I hope it gets better.
Man, God, Graham, have any thoughts before we transition to the doctor?
Ribbit.
Yes.
Understood. Mr. Memory, I'm aware. I believe you're the only one that's seen Amaku MD Doctor Detective. Want to give any thoughts or?
No, I've seen it.
Oh,
I've seen it.
Okay,
I've
never
seen
mind.
it. I'll remember go first though.
Never
Oh,
mind.
yeah.
Me and Neko watched it. We caught up.
Wait, one of y'all go then, because I don't really have much to say.
All right, then go.
I don't have much to say either on it. You guys go first.
Go, Neko.
Look, I'm gonna say every episode's been really excited with her just on the mark with everything. I'm very confused with the fire. We left on episode 3, I think, or 4. I think we've caught up to the recent episode, Grimmin. I don't remember, or did we?
I think
5. We're caught up.
Okay.
It's episode 5 right now.
Oh, okay. Well, we only see to 4.
Well, yeah, it's episode 4. 5's not out yet.
Yeah.
5's been out. Remember, what the first 2 episodes came out with Crunchyroll together, and then 3, 4, 5.
Oh, okay.
5. 6 is the one that's coming up on
Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, Tuesday.
Okay,
when did 5 come out?
Last Tuesday?
5 days ago.
Yeah.
So maybe we
is that the one? They're still okay. Yeah, we did watch 5. We did watch.
Okay,
so
Wednesday
comes out Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So, okay. So the recent arc was just the combustion stuff is really interesting. I'm like, okay, so of course, the whole curses we're having like that conflict of like, wait, is it really a curse or what is this? And with the recent episode with a man dying with the oxygen and like he got burnt up in flames like drastically, I was like, okay, all right, now what is this? Is this really the curse now? I'm very confused. But overall, I really love the dynamic between the doctor and her little assistant, like he has to put up with everything she like puts on him, and like every little how we like go about it, figure out like clues, or like how she actually uses her doctor knowledge to actually pinpoint all these mysteries is so awesome to me. I like it. And some of the stuff I'm very confused. I'm like, what the? How did we get? What?
Yeah, I think some of it, like for me, I think I was actually talking to Gremlin about this. I feel like some of it's getting a little too extra for me. I don't know. I don't know if that's what it is, but like I just like I don't know. I preferred it more so like probably the first episode honestly was probably still my favorite episode out of the whole series, but I don't know. Maybe it's just not grabbing me, but I'm not really. I don't hate the show, but I'm not really into it. I'm just kind of somewhere in the middle, I guess. But they
would be
started
like a
introducing
palate
like the
cleanser for you then.
combustion and like curses, and I'm just like, I don't know. Which I don't watch a lot of like shows of this nature, so because I think Vash was even saying like, oh, this happens in shows like some. I think he was bringing up what did he bring up, like Good Doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were bringing up some too. That's just like how some of those shows actually go. I'm just like, I don't even watch them. So yeah,
That's fair.
As a pretty big fan of shows like House and stuff like that, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
Because right now the combustion one seems like I don't know what's going on, and like I think like my whole thing is like he's using like this one kid is using these ignition like things to start a fire, keep it contained, and have the evidence burn up, and that's all well and good, except for like people that he doesn't even know about at this point are also getting exploded. And like he blew up the car and it was sloppy work. Like so we get the hint that maybe it really is him, but then like it's really clean. Like how did that dude blow up in the hospital?
See, that's what I'm thinking. Like those parts isn't him, right? But the part that is him, because right, like what got me frustrated? Him in the motorcycle scratching his chest right there, like
he makes it obvious. Yeah, he makes it
so
obvious.
predictable. Yeah,
he makes it obvious when it's him.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so with this other stuff, who is doing this, or like what is? Because there's something going on that, like you said, like we talked about, it's very controlled, so it can't be him, and especially when he uses those like tools, it kind of makes a noise. It goes like beep beep beep. So. I'm very curious if we will get an answer to those, and like who else is behind this that's trying to like mix like do this family dirty. It's just the family getting hurt really and getting like combusted and everything. So I'm very.
It's not even a family. It's a group of scientists who are trying to figure out the curse of Enzo. You know, of this guy, right?
Around this family though, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones that went to go look. But I think at this point. I understand what Nate's saying, and I think once we get the other shoe to drop, it'll either be like a holy shit, in retrospect, this is awesome, or that's kind of dumb. Like, stupid, what the heck? You know what I mean? And I think until we get that other shoe to drop, we're not gonna know how we feel about it.
True.
Currently.
Well, we had some technical difficulties. Discord wanted to reset. Shit happens. Doctor conversation happened. I wasn't here. Got back. You know what? It wasn't meant to be. Was the Doctor Anime episode good, guys? Any last things? If not, we can move on to Afrueta.
I think what matters is how it ends up. If it ends up good, I think we'll like it. If it ends up a stupid reason, I think we won't like it. That's the consensus, right?
That's a good way to put it. I was saying it's like a make or break thing. I thought maybe we were talking about the show and Miguel's like PC blew up or something from the combustion. I thought maybe they were hearing.
I don't know what happened.
I mean, it's kind of freaky, isn't it? It's kind
of a curse. You have the curse.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Look, look.
Jeez.
This anime, I don't know what happened. I don't know what they did to my computer. Got back. A bit of audio take switch a cable, and then boom, everything Discord froze, I froze. I don't know. But hey, you know what, froze, and you know what I stopped caring for is Aphrodite from the comment place to World's
Whoa.
Strongest.
No,
Season
you
3,
want
episode
for
13.
that. You
Whoa.
want for that. You want for that.
Look,
right.
honestly, chat. I'm gonna tell you where it is. Aphrodite to the World's Strongest right now. Out of my 23 lists, out of my 24 animes that I've seen, and I am watched from week 4, is number 22. Aphrodite.
God damn, you
All
want
right.
for that, bro.
All
He's
right,
in
hear
the
me out.
trenches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, I'm excited for episode 14, 15, and 16 because that's where it ends off. The last 3. Just these past episodes from 13 to 9, I just haven't cared for in the labyrinth of him. The darker versions of themselves. Try to find the positive of your humanity. All this. Honestly, I got nothing to say for Aphrodite. So, man, God, Graham, Crash, if you got something to say, the show floor is yours.
All right, look.
Graham, go
all
first.
I'm
Go
gonna-
first. Go first.
All I'm gonna say is right now it's kind of interesting to see these other side of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
You got the dark side of Hajime, which was really interesting to me. I know some people were like, "Oh, I don't really care," blah, 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 blah. But like, it was interesting to see that he does worry about how he looks. He is afraid of going back because he doesn't know what people are gonna think of him. He's a murderer. He is a monster now. Like whether he likes it or not, he kind of is. And he can say to himself all he wants that it doesn't matter, it just matters what UA thinks. But at the end of the day, that's just not true. Like he can think that, but it's not something that will actually help him overcome his darkness. And then you got the same thing with our other girl here.
Chisugu.
Thank you. She's afraid because her best friend's in love with this dude, and well, she caught feelings. So like
Mhm.
it feels bad. But you know what? At the end of the episode, or towards the end of the episode, we got her saying, "I don't care. I'm gonna fight for you too." It was really sweet. And we got Tio, who really surprised me with the darkness inside of her. Or rather, she really surprised me because she was tricking the darkness the whole time. Like she's just like, y'all don't got shit on me. I just wanted to see if I could trick the gods, and it turns out I can. So you really have nothing on me.
Yeah.
And she overpowered and destroyed this dark version of her. I thought it was pretty entertaining. Maybe the episodes are a little slow for some people.
Yeah.
But I think
I do
What's up?
agree. I do agree with your take, Mega Graham. It's just for me, maybe the arc itself, or maybe I've seen too many of like you gotta defeat the inner version of yourself to overcome the this obstacle. Maybe I've seen too many of these things lately, so this trope it doesn't hit for me. But Crash, any quick thoughts?
Graham pretty much said everything that came out. I'm just so happy that it's finally been announced that Chisugu is finally she's gonna be part of the harem now. She confessed pretty much a Hajime without saying it, so it's now been said. The next episode, which I do pray, please give it a chance. It's gonna be about Yue, her as a vampire, plus her origins.
Yes,
how
that's what I'm
she might
excited
feel
for.
something. So I would say let it cook. Like I've said it also in the previous episode, or maybe the episode before that. Like this arc is very slow. It's trying to do character development for the rest of the characters. I assume because something important or crazy is about to happen. I even potentially now see that this might go into a season 4 at this point because there's no way in fuck. How many episodes left? 3 episodes.
3, yeah,
I think at the very
is 14,
yeah.
15, 16.
With the amount of content left that hasn't been explained, there's no way that Alfred is going to finish this season. I don't see that. At best, maybe you have a couple of OVAs and a movie. I feel like let them finish the character development. Maybe it's just one of those seasons where it's like maybe it wasn't the best, but it was building up for what's going to happen in the next episode, next season, to where it gets fire. Maybe that's what it is. If that's the case, hey, I'm gonna call it mid, but at least you did what you had to develop your characters, and then when we get to season 4, potentially it gets so much more fire. We don't know, but I can't wait to see Yue. I can't wait to see her build up to her how you got to be this vampire person, how she got frozen, how we saw her in the first season and everything like that. I want to see more of her, what she thinks. Like, does she think Hajime doesn't like her? She's gonna be alone or something like that. I can't wait to see that.
I see. For the next one, for our shonen, is gonna be Dr. Stone Future Science. Since I know our Neko-chan and Manga Graham haven't watched Dr. Stone Science Future, so I'm gonna keep it short on Mike. Since I know Nate and as well Crash have, so let's quickly talk about it. I'm gonna say is Xeno fucking excited. We have the adult version of Senku as the evil scientist. The way his fucking type of fingertips he has this. It makes it look him more evil, so that's a crazy motherfucker. And the person that's a soldier loves to smoke tobacco, and he's the type of American that shoot first, ask questions later. So very on the nose in that aspect.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Like, hey, I'm just start shooting. And Tsukasa, you're fucking amazing. You have I don't know how the hell you know the smell of gunpowder or fire for you to know already and react so fast. And I gotta give props to all these people from the Science Kingdom because they evaded and defended very well for themselves against their first time to fight an airplane in the Stone Age. And Jen, good luck to you. You're gonna
Threw Taiju under the bus, kind of.
yeah.
Behind enemy lines.
He threw Taiju on the bus, and also very well reading the situation, and it's his way of redemption. So that's really cool as well. Nate, any thoughts?
I think now is where hopefully, because I think the first couple episodes kind of been building up, so I feel like now we're getting into a territory where I feel like things are going to get a lot more interesting. I think it is kind of funny and fitting that like they got to America and then they're instantly greeted with gunfire and
Right
things
on
of
the
that
nose.
nature. Yeah. So, yeah, but now this Zeno, his name is, right. I hear a lot of people who have read the manga gassing him up, so I'm
Yes.
excited to see
Same.
get more of his character. So yeah, this is a solid episode though. I enjoyed this episode, I would say.
I
And
wonder.
I'm curious, yeah, with Gen and how this is gonna pan out now that he's kind of thrown Taiju out here like this, and just like the image of like Dr. Taiju is actually pretty funny. I got a kick out of that. It's like a what if he was the protagonist,
Imagine, right? And also just the way that he understood that he's in the format of a lie detector. That's also an interesting type of scenario. And in the aspect of Zeno even observing this very well, he said we either have the best liar in our midst, or he's either an honest to God telling the truth. And I love how he's like, yeah, he's a liar because he's like he knows how to read him very well, and I love that. But Crash, what did you enjoy about this episode of Dr. Stone? Have you been enjoying this?
This shit is so no, I'm lying.
But I'll
This
say
thing.
you
No, I just want
are
to say it's right though. No, so again, memory said it perfectly, right? This show was starting off a little like slow, but just like with Apothecary Diaries, unlike Apothecary Diaries, excuse me, it's doing a better job actually building up. We got to episode 4. We got to see Dr. X, our boy, the antagonist. One big thing that I just noticed off the bat, again, you guys are more smarter than me. This scientist is an adult. Senku is a child, a high schooler. So the fact that, we have an adult versus a high schooler fight against each other named Science, you see the big difference in their intelligence. Senku couldn't do so much based off his age because that's what he was taught. He still has a ways to go, but he's not perfect in science. Whereas you have a professional scientist doing things, in the worst ways, but still professional. You got a man who created a machine gun, a biplane, cigarettes, corn maze, a whole, the roads that they use, hangers, and the
I think
roads that they use.
lawnmower thing that was doing the corn. I forgot what that's called. Tractor, I believe.
Tractor, yeah. They did the
That's
tractor.
insane, too.
Cows. We see motherfucking cows up in this bitch. Shout out to my ex. I see you out there, doing hard work. I appreciate you.
Bro,
But
we also
we've
saw
seen
a factory as well.
which we don't know what that's about, but that's very interesting to see that nonetheless. There's a lot of things happening that this guy has made, and overall, my thing for it is like, what's your overall goal? Like, we know that he knows a little bit about petrification, we assume, but what does he want to take over the world with it? Is he just what are you trying to get out of this whole 2 core season Dr. X? What are your intentions? Do you just want to freeze the rest of the people? Do you want to have a one-on-one with Senku? I just want to see what's up with that. And my only other thing was the side character, the soldier. He speaks Japanese and English. He's very cool. He's also very bitter, I guess you could say. I guess he's seen all the stuff. You can tell in his face, he's seen some stuff, some action maybe in the past. So I guess he agrees and aligns with Dr. X because he's with his side. But I guess we'll get more of their backstory and a little more of their origin stories in the future. But for now, Jen is in a little bit of heat. And you know the science team, you know the what was it? The something of science. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vash. What was it? The not the world of science. What did Senku call his whole
The Kingdom
little
of
thing?
Science.
The Kingdom of Science. Excuse me. The Kingdom of Science now has a arch rival to deal with. Can they get the corn to make the recipe to save everybody, or are they gonna be fucked? We'll see. But Dr. X, I have a lot of hope for him. I hope he is a very good villain because I'm expecting great things from him. The same thing with Memory. I have heard good things about him for the manga, so I cannot wait. I hope this guy plays 4D chess just like Senku, or else I'm just gonna be very upset.
Well, let's move on to Catching the Dragon Balls because for this one, I don't have a lot of things to say. For Dragon Ball Daima episode 16, all I'm gonna say is that we saved Dende, and the third eye got the demon balls. Well, no, sorry, he got the third eye ball on top of his forehead, and now he became a big motherfucker that looks like Jiren.
Yeah, that's what I was saying when the transformation. I was like,
Yeah.
Jiren? Like from the back, he looked like Jiren. But yeah, this episode was kind of like similar to the previous one. Honestly, you're just dealing really with fodder. Like I know that's like the Ginyu Force, like Timu version, but they were still pretty like, you know, pretty much a joke.
Yeah, like I don't have much to say about that. Like that was
Yeah.
fodder. Like for those that seen it, that's like throughout the whole time. I believe I was watching it with Crash. I was literally quiet the whole time. I was literally just eating potatoes, just like okay, is what it is.
Yeah.
We're on.
But now, hopefully, the next episode is pretty freaking good with Goma transforming into this. And also, another thing I wanted to mention is I honestly thought because Goma told what's his name Degesu.
Yeah, Degesu.
Yeah, he told him to do whatever you have to do. Like you're smart. I thought he transformed into a girl somehow.
Yeah, me too. But it seemed like he
Yeah,
hired a girl for it.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was gonna hire a girl.
When I saw them in two separate locations, I was like, wait, what? I thought he transformed into the girl, but I guess he didn't. So her bit was actually pretty funny too. Like how she took it literally, right? Because he said you can go take whatever you want out of the treasure room
And she
or
did.
whatever. She
said,
took
"I'm gonna take
everything.
this diamonds, this jewels. I'm gonna grab what I want." And then she said, "Hey, I'll pay you $100,000 if you also put this eyeball inside my forehead."
Yeah, she's smart. I gotta give it to her. I mean, she took his words, literally. So I can't even really blame her. So,
how about you, Neko? Did you have any thoughts about this? As I know you saw it with me as well.
No, I didn't watch it with you actually, so no, I don't have any thoughts about it.
Copy. So if you have no thoughts about it, all right. So we get to solo leveling. Arise from the shadow. I know you saw this, Nate. How did you feel about this episode? That not much happened other than people may get murdered, but then they didn't get murdered. They might get murdered next episode.
yeah, I mean, I got to start off with the scene we started off the episode with.
The sniffing?
sniffing. Yeah, the sniffing. I feel like a lot of people are going to make a big deal out of that, for sure. Because I mean, that was something. Even like the whole episode, I feel like there was multiple instances in the episode where she was like bringing that up, or even at the end of the episode, she was looking for him, and that's how she found out that they were in the gate, which they're like now trapped in or whatever. Which that scene at the very end, the way they directed that when they walked into like the throne room or whatever it was, and he was just sitting there on his throne, that was actually pretty sick. So I'm really looking forward to the next episode. This one wasn't necessarily anything crazy, but there were a couple things I did like in it, especially the scene where like when they were fighting some of the orcs, not the like when they all pulled up, because obviously there wasn't really a fight there, but like when they were fighting them before, how they actually showed, because Sung Jin Woo, he didn't want to like make himself known, like how they actually showed how he was moving around and kind of helping them to make sure they didn't die. That was actually really cool how they did that too. So there were a couple things I liked in this episode, but I'm really looking forward to the next episode. That's kind of what I have my eyes on now.
I want to say one thing I'm excited about, or not saying excited. One more I'm thrilled about this. what I'm thrilled to see for Solo Leveling is for next week more for this. Like, Shot was amazing. The sniffing, the comedy, the etchiness, the comedy of what she did is cute. But just more excited to see even Sung Jin Woo that he still has the humanity to protect others because he didn't want to deal with that idea conscious in the head that all these random people because he got flashback for the double dungeons. All these things we're excited to see. I just can't wait for next week episode more of Solo Leveling episode 6. That's what I'm excited for more.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
So let's get into Sakamoto Days. Sakamoto Days, episode 4 and 5.
Wait.
Neko, did you get into? Wait, sorry, my apologies, man. God, you got anything to say about Solo Leveling?
Tusk. All right, now you can go.
Okay. We got
Good sniff.
Sakamoto Days, Neko, what's up?
Hey man, I'm excited for the order. I really love all those characters. I read up to volume 4 or 5, so I've been looking forward to them. Nagumo, of course, showed up these last few episodes, and he's my favorite. He's my boy. But seeing the other ones, oh my, it's about to go down. So I'm excited. I'm really excited, and of course, just the whole story. Just Sakamoto wanted to live freely, peacefully with his family, and we have all these other. Shin and Liu, which they're just the perfect family to be chill with. But they just, of course, he got a bounty on his head, so we gotta protect this peace that he wants to keep. And I'm excited about how it's gonna go down.
Yeah, the order is seeing Osaragi and Shishiba getting introduced in this episode, and they even teased X or Slur. That was that was probably one of the standout moments in this episode. And also seeing what was it? Saori Hayami is voicing Osaragi. That was really cool to once I heard her voice, I was like, okay, that's her, which is perfect. Yeah, perfect casting. They did reference or talk about the old man Takamura, but we didn't actually see him. And while we were watching the episode, I was like, oh, y'all ain't ready for the old man, which I know you guys, some of you guys have read the manga, but Takamura has some really cool scenes and a lot of the order does. But yeah, we had the fight wrapped up with Boiled, which the animation, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it didn't really, it was okay, but I feel like it just didn't really do it justice, honestly, but it was still okay. And then it's kind of funny that Sakamoto been up against all these hitmen, all these assassins, but the thing that scares him the most is wifey. Crazy.
Wifey. Look, a wife wrath is insane.
I respect that. It feels genuine when you have when you have somebody like that's a partner, and even Boyle even respect that. Hey, I see what you is. You know, all about that's respect and love, because a lot of people wouldn't understand. I believe I've never been a person that there's a true love. You make your true love. You make your one. You build that relationship. And sometimes for some unique people, you can find your one. And Sakamoto probably found his one. He has a kid. And even at the end of the episode 5, even the bad guys that kept getting hurt by the buttons that they kept pressing, she went out there to give them a band-aid. That's fucking wholesome, adorable as hell. So
Band-aid sales are up. Yeah.
Exactly. She was yo, the profits were good here in the deli. I feel like that's a positive thing. She sees the light in the tunnel. And she even got pissed off, hey, you got bounty. Why am I talking about this? One, why are you carrying the family handbook out of the left pocket? You see number page 6?
She pull it out at any moment. Any moment she's ready to pull it out.
Ready.
When she popped that out, it reminded me of the Very Odd Parents of the rule book. She had that ready. The rule book is right here. I'm like, girl, you are prepared.
Break it, man. That was funny. I love that part so much.
It is. But any other thoughts?
Oh, and Drunk Lou.
Oh my God.
I keep telling people that's literally Rock Lee right there. That's literally Rock Lee of the Drunken Master. Or for anybody that knows martial arts, since this is a series that's based on the different martial arts style, this is the Drunken Master. This is a reference towards that, of the movies, of the stories, the folklore, that sometimes you drink sake, you become a better fighter. It doesn't work for everyone, trust me. I've seen people get drunk and they are a real fighter, and sober and drunk they cannot do any swings. Don't try that.
Yeah, but I think that's about it.
Yeah. Sakamoto Days, I do agree. Episode 5, the first 2 minutes was weird transition in the animation. It was very subpar. But the reason I'm giving it a slice because this right now is more the slice of life, the world building, the lore.
Yeah.
Right now, we're not getting to the action heavy until like maybe core 2 or maybe the end of season 1, part 1. So things could be cooking up, things could be changing. So
Yeah.
who
Have
knows?
faith.
And by the way,
A
the
little bit.
order, don't mess with the order. They will fuck you up.
No.
Every
Did you see
every
what
yeah,
he
you
did
saw-
to
you
the
saw-
chef?
Yeah, the room with
Bruh.
Nagamo too. Like,
Well, he
yeah.
said he didn't do that one. He said that hey, they were already dead by the time I got here.
yeah, he didn't do it.
He said, "Hey, Sakamoto, it wasn't me. Bro was shagging. Hey, it wasn't me."
Right.
It could have
But
been
the
me. That
chef,
wasn't me.
man, that poor chef. He was like, bruh, like,
Yeah,
how did you
fuck
know
that
that
chef.
was him?
He like,
Oh,
why did he
Phyllis,
put
yeah.
onions on my food? You
Like, I
piece
don't like
of shit.
onions, but like, dang, I won't go that far. I'll just probably give him a look like, really? I said no onions. See, I won't stab him. I
That was
think about
uncalled
it,
for,
but
bro.
that's uncalled for. That's insane.
Yeah.
Bro was
And the way
into it.
she our girl wiped the blood off her face. She was like, oh, yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, like it was so normal to her. Like, that's
I-
definitely happened. That's definitely happened before.
I
you know?
love
Oh,
her.
yeah.
I can't wait to see like one of my favorite shots for anybody. I will mention this until it happens when she cut the fucking bus or whatever transportation the one. I believe it was her or the old geezer. It was one of them. That happens very soon. I believe by maybe the next 3 or 5 episodes. But that's one of my favorite scenes. I can't wait to see it actually adapted, that whole cutscene. Hopefully it's adapted well because it was really beautiful fucking double spread page. So I'm excited for it.
Mhm.
Vanguard Graham, any thoughts about Sakamoto Days?
I enjoyed the heck out of it. I'm excited to hear about this order that everyone's been hyping up. You know, I'm the only one that hasn't read that one. Look at me.
That's
So I don't know
actually kinda
anything.
Well,
That's
who
kinda
knows?
crazy.
Who knows? By the time next week happens, things might change. You're like, yeah, just speed read that. I'm like,
Literally.
oh, yeah, okay, yeah, it's normal for you.
Yeah, I don't think. There's shows I like Spy Family and like Sakamoto Days that I don't know if I'm gonna read. I enjoy them, but you know, I don't think I'm enjoying them enough to read them.
Understood.
I have to be like insanely interested to read something.
Love it. That's a good reference to anybody that wants to recommend anything to our man God Graham or for us to know about. But now you're here for the last part of the segment, number 5, the ranking of the week review. Here's where we give you the rapid fire of our top 10. Maybe people will give some honorable mentions. Crash had to dip out chat, so in case I will read out his as well as a rapid fire. Sadly, I will have to talk about one of them in my mouth. Sorry, it just sucks to say. But hey, I'm gonna give you my rapid fire right now. Number 1 is a half a crush at work. We said it already. Dr. Stone, number 2. Blue Box is number 3. My Happy Marriage, number 4. Number 5 is Apothecary Diaries. Number 6 is Zen Shu. Number 7, I May Be a Good Receptionist by Solo Any Boss or Clock on Time. Because, yo, it's good. Welcome to Japan, number 8. Number 9, Dragon Ball Daima. And number 10, yes, chat, I'm a wholesome fella. You know why? Because I love my comfort anime. And sadly, memory had to drop it. It is number 10. I'm a noble on the brink of ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. I'm gonna read you my synopsis real quick, chat. Worf turns into a female cat. Was always a girl, and it threw me off like, huh? He's becoming more OP, being creative with magic. Liam is about to launch a new nation and may marry a princess already. Smooth operator, honorary where he comes from. Plus, he's creative in such a warm feeling to see from the MC. He's such a good people heart. Like, he's such a good people person is what I meant. And I just hope the anime continues to be wholesome and such an OP like it is. I'm gonna speed roll my honorable mentions. Number 11, Solo Leveling. Sakamoto Days. Number 12, I'm getting married to a girl here in my class. Number 14, Honey Lemon Soda. Flower Ashura. It was a good episode. Really talks about how to overcome and be comfort, but also choose what you want. Choose what you want in life and what makes you fucking happy. Number 16, A Daily Life in a Middle Age and Online Shopper. Look, I'm gonna read what I said. Of course, this merchant girl gets kidnapped, but our MC has to save them, but uses a Jeep car and a backhoe. Yes, like I said, a backhoe to attack the villain Shaga and his base. Got murdered quick, easy. The animation was horrendous. Literally as is. Number 17, Appraiser class. I'm actually the strongest. Number 18, the Medaka. Red Ranger, number 19. Number 20, I left my A-rank party. And number 21 is low because it was, to me, average. The possibly the greatest Alchemist of all time. And number 22, like I said earlier, was Aphrodite. And number 23 was Beheneko. We see a lot of titties, lab nerve, force. A Dryer gets kidnapped, a fairy gets kidnapped. We don't know why, how, can pasó. And number 24, I will mention, is Ublat. Episode 3 was word by word is what I wrote in my document. What the fuck was this? Literally. Episode 3 was trash. I didn't even get to watch episode 4 with Nate, and it's because
we're not in a hurry.
We're not in a hurry. We're like, once episode 3 happens, we're like, what the fuck? There's more into it. Probably Nate will add some thoughts into it. The ones I didn't get to see was Headhunted, Bogus Skill, Magic Maker. The ones I still need to catch up on is Medalist. And the Doctor one, Depends, Time to Night, and Orb. I only saw one episode, but Nate came at me and Grandma said that we should watch episode 1, 2, and 3 to actually see it together. So that's my mistake. I probably need to rewatch episode 1 and then 2 and 3 together. But those are my honorable mention and the weekly anime for me. I'm gonna speak for Crash now, and it is I Have a Crush at Work is number 1. Number 2, Blue Box. Number 3, A Happy Marriage. Number 4, Dr. Stone. Number 5, The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Season 2. Number 6, Sakamoto. Number 7, I'm Getting Married to a Girl Hating in My Class. Number 8, Apothecary Diaries. Number 9, Solo Leveling. And number 10, Time the Night with Amagami's Sister. And his honorable mention, I will not mention it for now, but those are his top 10. Now, I would say that he has number 18 for Unnamed Memory. Crash, just drop the series. If you have it so low, just drop it. Other than that, Neko, talk to us. What is your top 9?
I will say there was a cute moment in Unnamed Memory, so I gotta talk to him about that. I wonder if that probably why it's more up on the list, because that's interesting. But yes, it was a really cute scene. But anyways, my top 10 for the week is 1, Guild Receptionist, really adorable. Our girl saved the team, and we got a little more Jade in her. That was a real adorable. Yeah. I love that. And of course, number 2, Zenshu. We've talked about it. Beautiful episode. I'm loving it each week. It's been a blast. Number 3, Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf.
And you read the manga?
I skipped through chapters, and I got to a lot of good points, and I got to the end, and I'm very happy. And just know it's about to get good.
Please make it make sense. How do you read a manga and skip chapters just to go check out a series? Please make it make sense. But continue, Neko.
It's like a bait. It's to bait me for future. To stick to the series till the end. I'm crazy like that. But anyways, beautiful episode. Basically, they were enjoying their weekend, so that was adorable since they got killed, and that now they're just trying to strategize how to come back and defeat what they got killed by. So that was awesome. A good, wholesome weekend. So that was fun. And number 4, Apothecary Diaries. We talked about Granny looking like a baddie. Now we might see Genji in the clothes. Anyways, 5, Red Ranger. I'm loving the new team, the princess and the knight or the hero. The really funny duo, and they all kind of like have a good chemistry, and I love it. I'm excited to see more of their teamwork together. Love it. Great time. 6, I Have a Crush at Work. Of course, we talked about that one too. Just spicy. We love it. We love it around here. And 7, Dr. Detective. We talked about that one also. Very interesting plot points, and I'm excited to see what next episode brings with the combustion and all the mystery around that, and like the curse. So I'm excited because I love the characters already. Personally, I'm really still hooked on it, so I'm excited for more. And number 8, Sakamoto Days. We talked about that too. The Order. I'm very excited for more future episodes, like the Old Men and this Deer Head. Like, just a lot of characters where everybody meet, and I'm very excited for. And I just love our trio, Sakamoto, Shin, and Lu. They're my family. I love them. I love them a lot. And number 9 is 100 Girlfriends. My gosh, this episode was wild.
Was it the one rainbow about the babies or something that Nate told me earlier about? Something about the babies?
It is. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. It is. Because man, that was just insane too. But also, I don't know if this is the episode that counts it too. The rainbow eyes with the maid. My just having
Oh
to,
yeah, that
because
was
that was funny. Like
Yeah.
you know, having to make her laugh or something, and the way he tricked her to opening her eyes by making a joke about her master, but she doesn't want to laugh at it, so she opens her eyes. That was really funny to me. And of course, he has another added girl to the harem, and it's just a really fun turn off your head series. It's just
Yeah.
fun. I don't know why. It's just really adorable how he kind of like equalizes like his love for all of them, and like I don't know, the whole family is just so quirky and fun. I don't know, they're adorable. And I didn't have a 10 because I have some other anime I didn't get to catch up on. So hopefully next week I can have a full 10. But for right now, this is my top 9 of the week.
All right, Mr. Memory NK, our guest for this episode. What is your top 10?
number 1. I got Orb. I mean, I said it last time. Go and watch it. I'm not gonna say much because I don't want to spoil, but the episode deals with some familiar faces. There was some just heart. Honestly, it hit me a lot. One of the scenes in the episode. It was really, really good. And now we have our new character who they've kind of our current main character who they've kind of transitioned to is working with a familiar character, a familiar face. So it's just really cool to see. So that was my episode of the week, just all around greatness with Orb. I have a crush at work. Number 2, we talked about that one a lot. Number 3, Medalist. I talked about that one quite a bit. It was like my episode of the week. Number 4, Blue Box. Number 5, My Happy Marriage Season 2. Number 6, Flower and Asura. We didn't talk about that one much in here, but we have had discussions off recording about this episode in particular, because what I liked the most about it was that like the one girl, to put it like quickly, the one girl's like into classical literature and stuff and reading that because she likes that the most, but everybody gives her shit about it, that it's like, oh, it's the hardest thing to do, like you could easily choose something, you know, easier and you'd probably be a lot more successful like quicker. But she likes it so much that she's deciding to go down that route, which I really like, because I feel like there's things in life where like we could take the easy route and probably, you know, be more successful, whether that be like in content creation or whatever the case, maybe with, you know, music or writing or singing, whatever. Like you could go make like music, like how a lot of people make music now. It's garbage, but those people are successful. So you could easily go down that route, or you could make the music that you actually want to make. I like what they hit on with this episode quite a bit, so that's why that one stuck out a lot to me. Number 7, Guild Receptionist, episode 4. A bit predictable, but I still liked it. Honestly, I liked it quite a bit.
I
Super
support
Saiyan.
her to marry her.
Super Saiyan.
I agree. That's a nice reference.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan. She had the
Yeah.
electric. Girl had like Super Saiyan 2 powers. You know, like
Yeah.
electric vibe. I'm curious to see where we're gonna go with the Dark Gods or the Dark God Daya. Curious to see how
Yeah.
that leads up, because then like they're gonna be the big bad, but depending on where we lead into.
I want to see some kind of struggle with her in a fight, because I feel like we really haven't saw that yet. I feel like I get it. She's like OP. She's OP as fuck, but I want to see that at some point. I don't know if that's going to be this season, but number 8, Apothecary Diaries season 2. Number 9, Solo Leveling season 2, and number 10, I was going to put Sakamoto in here or something else, honestly, but I wanted to show some love to Amagami, so I had Amagami at number 10. So
Love it. That's
That's
good
my top
reference
10.
for it. That's a good top 10 for the reference in that aspect. Manga Graham, you want to mention any top 10 of yours, or you're good? I just want to check in.
I mean, I'm not prepared like everyone else, but I have a. Let's look. If I had to give rankings right now,
If you want to give a shout out, is there a shout out to an anime?
yeah,
like,
I
real
got you. I
quick?
got you.
Go
I
ahead.
got you. If I had to do it, I think Crush at Work is the best this week.
Okay.
The Welcome to Japan Miss Elf was really nice this week. I have a wait. I'm Marrying the Girl from my class was a really good one. But other than that, everything else kind of blended together in terms of like where I would rank them. Actually, no, Flower and Ashura is really good. It doesn't get it. We don't talk about it enough here, but it's really good.
I feel like it's one of those under the radar ones that I don't see a
it's
lot.
one of those hidden gems. It's really good. But no, that's about all I got. Oh, Zenshu was great as always, but I don't need to praise it. Neko's here, so.
Hey, we have praised it enough. We spoke about it, so I appreciate Manga Grab to give your quick shout out to series that you are enjoying and you're having a good time with. So, like he said, we are at the end of our show. My goal was chat. My goal was a 2 hours and 15. If I did the math right, I got it at 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm proud of myself. That is something that I was trying to go for. So I'm gonna pass it first to Neko. How did it feel to be back on your third show, but your second show as a co-host? How did it feel to continue on this road off the binge?
Really exciting as always. Always a good conversations like always because I love hearing everyone's thoughts and I'm just mostly excited to see even other series that you guys are kind of making me want to watch, like Medalist. I do need to catch up on that. Solo Leveling, like other series that I do, like I've just been slacking on and I haven't really just caught up with. So next week you're gonna see me with a whole new stack. So I'm excited. So again, thank you everyone for stopping by. Of course, Nate for being here, of course, with Man God. And again, I'm ready for this. Is February 1st, so I'm excited for all this lovey-dovey stuff that keeps coming up, because as a February baby, I love all this. I mean, all this lovey-dovey stuff up. So since this season has a lot of romance, and we're eating good in some way, one way or another, this next coming week, I'm excited for more of that. So I'm here.
I love it. Our guest, Nate, got any last words, remarks, things that you want to appreciate?
Thanks for having me again. It was a blast. Once again, just I know we're in agreement on a lot of things, but also just hearing, I guess, different thoughts and opinions on things maybe that I wasn't necessarily strong on, but like maybe I got a different kind of insight or outlook on certain episodes. So I appreciate that. Yeah, like Neko said, like Valentine's Day, this time of the month, we got a lot of rom-coms. We got ReZero coming back. We got Danmachi coming back. I mean, this is like this. I feel like this month for anime is gonna be pretty crazy, especially with those coming back, and then depending on how a lot of these series go in like the middle stretch. So
yeah,
it was a great time once again. I really enjoyed
so
it.
chat, it has been a great time for you. Continue to let us know, like the video, subscribe. This is the month of February, so the month of anime podcast will be love theme. So definitely check out those episodes coming out every Thursday at 12 p.m. consistently now. So no more episodes on 8 p.m. for our anime podcast. For Off Da Binge is every Monday at 10 a.m. in the morning EST. So definitely we appreciate for checking out. And I'm gonna say crash outro. Don't sleep on the rom-coms this season. Things are looking spicy for St. Valentine this year. My amigos, remember that Overflow season 2 will come out on February 14th. Go check that out. I don't know what that show is or what that I mean.
Overflow season 2.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm here blank. I don't know what it's about.
I respect it. Meta culture.
Oh my God,
respect.
that's insane.
I'm here.
But
you know what, guys? Sometimes you gotta put a slice of American cheese on your pancakes and enjoy the show and have a good time.
You're insane. Yeah, what the? Sir? American cheese? Yeah, I don't know, bro. That ain't it.
Oh my God, Nate's face was priceless.
Yeah, I know. I oh my God, I kind of had forgot about that.